Coming to you live from Joe Wannon Stadium on the campus of Robert Morris University, the Champ Sports Network welcomes you to our coverage of WPIAL football in 2014. As tonight, the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers play host to the Bishop Canevin Crusaders. Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Champ Sports Network's broadcast of high school football. As tonight, it's the Chargers and the Crusaders in a Week 7 showdown, and two teams that not really the seasons that they would have hoped for. The Chargers 0-6 entering tonight's contest, and Bishop Canevin 2-4, but with 3 games left to play in the regular season across the WPIAL, Josh, this is an opportunity where Bishop Canevin still has a chance to maybe back into the playoffs, and for the Chargers, you're really just playing to build some of your youth and move forward and look forward to next year, but also send off the seniors on a high note. You have 3 games starting with tonight that are all games that you're able to win.
Well, Matt, for Bishop Canevin being in 6th place, you're right, their playoff hopes are definitely still alive, so it's not like this is a game they could just continue to just mail in. They have something to play for, so they do have to give their best effort and try to make the most of this. And me on the other side for OLSH, it looks like a season that for the most part is probably, for all intents and purposes, is lost, but in the same token, you're right. They have to try to get the best they can and really try to, give the best effort they can these last few games. They owe it to their seniors that have stuck with this program for such a long time, and this is the last few opportunities these young men are going to get to play high school football. So you want to send them out on a good note because they'll remember these memories for the rest of their lives.
Bishop Canevin actually got off to a really good start this season. They went 2-1 through the first 3 weeks of the year after dropping the opening game of the season 21-12 over Riverside. They rallied off wins over Uniontown and Northgate, and then have lost since then 3 straight to Fort Cherry, Chartiers, Houston, and Avonworth. Now, for Bishop Canevin, they have to realize that they have the defending state champions next week on their schedule. So a game that really expectations can't be that high. And then you end the year with 2-2 Brentwood. So if they want the chance to get to the postseason, you almost have to come in expecting you need to win tonight and you need to win against Brentwood. Those are going to be the 2 wins to get you into the postseason and making this uber critical of a game here tonight for the Crusaders.
I couldn't sum it up any better myself. It's the opportunities are starting to fall apart. I mean, you got to face North Catholic next week, like you mentioned, and then you got to face Brentwood. So you have to take advantage of the opportunities that you have. And right now, they've got 2 out of 3. Granted, they have 3. North Catholic's not going to look past Canevin on their schedule. They still got to show up and play the game. But for all intents and purposes, if you got a game against Our Lady of the Sacred Heart that hasn't won a game yet, knowing that you've won 2 out of 6, and you can win another one to get you a couple games closer to the playoffs, you got to take advantage here. There's no question about it.
Well, for the Chargers, 0-6, as we mentioned, and it just seemed like just at the beginning part of the season, that was the heartbreaker that they lost. Fort Cherry scores with 33 seconds left in the season opener to win a 27-26 game. They completed an 86-yard pass play on that drive that really just the Chargers felt like that was a game maybe they weren't really expected to win on the home opener, the first game of the season, and they had every 82, and Fort Cherry just kind of dashed their hopes. And then after that game, you play the top 3 of the top 5 teams in Class Single A, Avonworth, Cardinal War, North Catholic, and Deshannock in back-to-back weeks. And then you're looking at an 0-4 hole, and it just kind of took the wind out of their sails. If you would have got that win against Fort Cherry, you're almost expecting to lose your next 3 games with the perennial powers of Class Single A. And then they ended up dropping games that they possibly could have been expected to win in Northgate and Chartiers, Houston. And the other big problem for the Chargers, as it is in Class Single A for a lot of programs that struggle, is you just happen with the numbers. You have players that get injured. You have players that are ineligible to play, and that makes things all the more difficult.
And you saw a very, very pared down OLSH roster come through the tunnel here, so to speak, or come through the little tunnel cheerleaders onto the field here. Not a lot of numbers at all. Maybe a grand total of 10 kids on the sideline with helmets that aren't on the field. That's not a lot of reserves. So Canevin, if nothing else, they have attrition on their side in this game.
Well, Bishop Canevin has won the toss. They have elected to receive our opening kickoff here this evening. As The Chargers are getting this one teed up. And we're getting ready for Week 7 across the WPIAL. Chargers and Crusaders here on the Champ Sports Network. Josh, I can say this before we boot this one away. Welcome back. It has been a long time coming, my friend.
Thank you. It's good to be back home. It comes full circle. The last game I did for the Champ Sports Network was here. It was OLSH versus West Green, and that was almost 3 years ago to the date. So to come back and do my first game with the Champ Sports Network here at Robert Morris for OLSH against Bishop Canevin brings it full circle. It's awesome.
This one's teed up, and we are underway from the Joe from the 16-yard line across the 20, 25. Going to move to the far side across the 30-yard line. This is Lou Worrell on the return for the Crusaders, down of bounds after crossing the 35-yard line and making it up to the 38. That's where the Crusaders will have the ball first down at 10.
Good field position to start the game for Canevin. Obviously, you want to get off to a good start here. If you're going to get that close to midfield, that's definitely a positive thing, and we'll see what they start out with.
It'll be first down at 10 as they'll set up at the 38-yard line. It's Reed Ridlowski, the quarterback for the Crusaders. He'll line up in the shotgun. Has tossed for 700 and change this year for the Crusaders. He'll send his man on the left side of his sidecar back to in motion, then throw a slant route that goes incomplete, trying to go right across the hash marks and just out of the outstretched fingertips of the intended receiver. That was Amon Bridget, and it will be second down and 10. But both of these teams may be unaccustomed to what we're noticed and kind of know for these two teams in Bishop Canevin and OLSH. They like running the football normally, but this year they put the ball in the air a bunch.
Empty set to start the game for Bishop Canevin. A couple tight ends and 3 receivers, and the pass right down the seam to Bridget was just too far to get in his hands.
They'll go from the pistol on a second down at 10 from the 38-yard line and hand it off, spinning right into the heart of the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart defense was 23, Bridget. Time getting a carry and running right into the OLSH Chargers. It was Young and Dabbitt in on the stop. He'll maybe pick up a yard, so we'll make it third down and a 10 short, long 9.
Definitely not the start you want to get along on your first drive of the game, trying to convert that, because if you don't, then you got to give the other team the ball that quickly with less than a minute.
Play action. I'm rolling out to the left side. Going to stop and pop. Let it fly down the sideline, and it is broken up. Terrific defensive play on the far sideline. Defensively breaking that up for the OLSH Chargers was Nick Gamsick, the 5'8" sophomore. Breaking things up. He saw a good amount of time as a freshman and has really stepped up and come up big for the Chargers, both at his wide receiver and secondary position, and he does a great job there.
Flag on the play, though. We'll see what's going on here. Looks like it's going to be against OLSH. Sure, moving it forward. That's a 10-yard penalty. Or actually, they make that a 15-yard penalty.
So it was some kind of
pass interference.
Possibly pass interference.
There we go.
I didn't get the signal from the official, but we'll believe what we are being told and make it a first down at 10 for – I didn't think it was pass interference on Gamsick at all. I thought he got all ball. But it'll be a first down at 10 for the Crusaders. They go sweep left to Bridget. He eludes one tackler but cannot elude the second. Coming in to make the stop for the Chargers, Jeremy Torello, the 5'11 junior on the stop. And this will lose a yard. Second down at 11 back at the 48-yard line for the Crusaders.
Give OLSH credit. So far, they have not given Canevin any kind of running room. They're shutting down lanes. Really good gap integrity to start this game.
Second down at 11 from the 48. They'll operate from that pistol formation once again. Ridlowski will turn around and hand it off left side and got a hole. Amon Bridget, the 6'1 junior, drives forward the first time. The offensive line of Bishop Canevin gets a push. They pick up 13 yards and a Crusader first down to the 35-yard line. Cedric Gray makes the stop for the Chargers.
Good job there by the Canevin offensive line, finally getting Bridget a hole. You can't run forward if you got nowhere to go. So they finally get him a hole there. Big pickup, 12-yard gain for first down, and now they're moving deeper into OLSH territory.
Will be a first and 10 from the 35-yard line, beg your pardon. And they'll hand it off again Bridget getting the call. Flag comes flying in the area of holding as the Chargers stack them up just short of the 30-yard line. A host of purple jerseys in on the stop of Bridget, who is shown to be going to be the workhorse tonight for the Crusaders with now his fifth carry of this drive.
That flag was thrown near the line of scrimmage, so we'll see what the officials think about this one. Looks like they're going to move this one back, so this will be against Canevin. So after moving forward in their last couple plays, now they're going to be moving backward instead off a holding call.
So back and forth, kind of two big penalties on this drive. One going and giving new life to this Bishop Canevin offense on that pass interference call, and now a holding call that will march them all the way back to the 46-yard line of the Chargers with 9:45 on a running first quarter clock. No score between these Crusaders and Chargers.
1st and 21, not good.
Brzezlowski from the shotgun will go back to pack. It's on a 3-step drop. Pressure's coming and rolls out to his right. Gets a block and is now going to take off and run with it, searching for the near sideline, and he will find it. He'll pick up the 41-yard line and move this a little bit closer to make it a little bit more manageable 2nd down and long, as he'll pick up about 6 yards on the scamper. It'll be 2nd down and about 15, 16.
Good job there by Orlowski. Didn't see anything down the field, so once the pocket collapsed, he saw nothing, didn't want to stick around for the coverage sack, got himself out of harm's way, gets down the field, picks up 5, and it makes it a little bit more manageable for that 2nd down.
Brzezlowski coming in, completing 52 passes of his 101 attempts this season, 6 touchdowns. As I mentioned, 700 yards and change. No interceptions this year. Keep an eye on that as Brzezlowski rolling out to the left this side. Going to stop it, pop, throw, and it is intercepted on the far side. It is picked off. And making the interception for the Chargers.
Looks like number 20 there. This is number 20 is Nick Gamsick.
Gamsick coming up big. And that's foreshadowing at its finest.
You mentioned Gamsick earlier in the drive, so who knew Nick Gamsick would come up? And actually, it was on play along the same side of the field, deep left third. Nick Gamsick jumps up, gets the ball. He gets it at its highest point. That's what you want receivers to do. Here you have the defensive back making that play, and it's going the other way for OLSH.
Well, Nick Gamsick's going to use that for his highlight tape, and I'm going to use that for mine. 1st down and 10.
I didn't know you were clairvoyant, Matt.
Whoa, we got to break out the dictionary there. Rolling out, Seams going to throw this one here to the near side and incomplete, trying to hit on this near side Eric Hall, the 5'11 senior tight end. And this is going to be interesting. Our first look at the Chargers offense and their lead quarterback, 5'9 senior Joey Seams. And then every once in a while, they'll bring in a second Billy DePaul, who's a 6'2 sophomore, so they almost do a quarterback by committee a little bit through the Chargers.
And it's you might think it's a little bit confusing for players. How do you adjust with one quarterback or another? But if the offensive line and the receivers execute, it shouldn't matter who the quarterback is as long as he does his job.
Seems from the gun. They'll go 3 wide here to the near side of the field. Ball sets on the far side hatch. They go option play, flipping it out here to the near side. It's 34 in purple and gold getting the carry, and that's John Truskowski, a 6', 215-pound junior who has got a brunt of the carries for the Chargers this year. He plunges forward to pick up about 4 yards. It will be 3rd down and 6, sitting at around the 29-yard line.
Good play there by Seams on the option pitch. Little speed option here to the left out of the shotgun, hitting Truskowski, got 4 yards out of it. So it's 3rd and a little bit more manageable for the Chargers.
3rd down and 6 from the 29-yard line. Shotgun formation for Seams. Sends a man in motion. That's Hall right to left. Then they give it off to Truskowski. He'll go right up the middle and going to be very close to 1st down yardage. But I think he might be about a yard short depending on where they got this spot. One official is short of the 35 and the other one is above it. And
looks like they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. Boy, that was an interesting spot, but the Chargers earning that one. Truskowski needed 6 and got 6.
I'm sure OLSH will not say no for the generous spot, but good play there by the up front by the offensive line for OLSH. Looks like a read option play there. They took the zone read up the middle, and Truskowski gets that 6 yards that he needs and bowls his way through to get to the 35 and the 1st down.
The 1st down at 10 from the 35-yard line, as Josh alluded to. They'll go and operate out of this pistol formation will the Chargers. And Siebes will get the snap, turn around, and play action, and now dump it off. And he got Hall. Hall has some room down the far sideline. Got midfield and across midfield, stumbling around the far side boundary. Eric Hall makes a terrific play. Boy, Siebes took a huge hit on that play action pass, but the Chargers set it up in Bishop Canevin territory as they march it down all the way inside the 40 to the 37-yard line.
Good play there by Siebes off the play action. They had to bend the pistol to the left side. Siebes goes play action, rolls out to his right. Hall slips right underneath where the defenders aren't looking for him. The play action freezes the linebackers. Hall escapes underneath. Big pickup there. That's about, what, a 22-yard gain. Good play there for OLSH.
First down and 10 from the 37 of Bishop Canevin. They'll go the option. Siebes will keep it this time. Lower his shoulder and spin forward. Joey Siebes on first down and 10 inside the 30-yard line. And the Chargers are going to be awfully close to another first down.
They're going to give it to him.
Yeah, they are going to give it to him. And how about this? Chargers converting their third first down of the drive.
And actually, I think that's it's about 3 in their last 4 plays. So they're starting to get a rhythm, and they need to really keep this going. Against a team like Canevin, that a lot of people aren't expecting them to do a lot against. Keep your rhythm going. Just get your yardage in chunks and keep moving the chains. Good job so far.
Chargers setting up in a bunch of different formations. Now they'll come shotgun and a sidecar to the left. It's Truskowski trips to the near side left. A little end around, little trickeration. They flip it out to Gamsick, and flags come flying in as Gamsick is tripped down at the 25-yard line. But this one looks like it's going to be coming back in the area of holding, and that's kind of what you get when you start throwing out the bag of tricks.
Usually when you see a flag in the offensive backfield, it's not good for the offense, and that's exactly what happened.
So the Chargers march themselves back on the holding call. And that's from the spot of the foul, which will put them back at the 41-yard line.
That's a 14-yard penalty. That's not a good way to get yourself moving. After you had such a good sequence of plays to get yourself on the plus side of the field, that's a tough way to start. So now it's going to be a 1st and 24 on the Canevin 41-yard line.
They'll go from the shotgun, 4 wide, 2 out, respectively. Truskowski gets the play action, and now they end up throwing the near side pass out to Gamsick, who completes the pass to the 35-yard line. And Siebes has done a tremendous job on the play action, fooling me again. Just a tremendous job on the play action, and Bishop Canevin's been biting on it as well. Maybe not as good as I have, though.
Hey, you don't need to go too crazy. It was a good play there by Siebes. Just find the open man, get yourself a nice chunky yardage. You don't need to get the whole 24 in one play. Get yourself 6. It's 2nd and 18. Keep chopping at that tree. See if you can get to the marker.
2nd down and 18 from the 35-yard line. Back to passes, Siebes throwing slant route. Hall hauls it in at the 25-yard line. He is inside the 20, right around the first down marker, and this should be enough for a Charger first down. Eric Hall.
Looks like he got himself to the 16-yard line. That's when we're going to spot it. The marker was a 17, so good job there. They needed to get 18. They got 19.
Chargers moving the football with a great balance. A little bit of run, a little bit of pass, nothing on either side. It's a very even keel offense on this opening drive for the Chargers as we're now under 6 minutes to play in the opening quarter here from Moon Township. From that pistol formation. Siebes barks out the signals. We'll hand it off the left side, trying to get to the corner as they give it off to Machinair.
You might see a flag because of the hit on that play. It looks like a helmet-to-helmet hit, or maybe even a face mask.
And every official threw a flag there, so it looked the same from every angle then.
The only thing worse than one witness is 3 witnesses. You had at least 3 on that play, so somebody's not getting away clean here.
Remember that, by the way.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
So personal foul, face mask call. So second guess, yep. And that will be a half the distance to the goal penalty, putting the Chargers in the red zone. And it will be a first down and what, 3 from the 9? The sticks are up right now.
First and goal, Chargers.
No, they're going to make it first and goal. They need to set the sticks down.
First and goal from the 9-yard line.
Yep. Truskowski gets the call on the option play, and he plunges forward inside the 5 down to around the 4.
Once again, they're going to use Truskowski run in the middle in that zone read option there. They got a good chunk of the yardage they need to get to the goal line. If you're going to have a first down that close to your 10 and that far away from the goal line in the red zone, it's probably good to run on first down, try to knock out some of that yardage, put yourself in better position inside the 5 on second and goal.
Truskowski and Shineri are in the backfield. They give it off to Shineri. He'll go right up the middle. Maybe get one more coming up to make the stop for Bishop Canevin. 22, Austin Librero making the stop, and it will be second down and goal now for the Chargers. And this is what has been the problem for the Chargers all season, as they've done a terrific job driving the football down the field, but they haven't been able to punch it in the end zone. And that's the reason why they're 0-6 right now.
This is critical because if you really want to try to get yourself ahead in this game and set the tone, a good play call here, good execution on third down can put you in good position to get you a lead and really get some momentum going for you.
Siebes gets the snap, turns around on the play action, will throw into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Trying to hook up with, that was Hull in the end zone, and Hull wasn't able to haul in his 4th pass of the game. He has already 3 catches on the night, but he took a lick there too.
Give the defender credit. And when that's in that situation, you're right near the goal line, you'd like to keep the receiver out of the end zone. The best way to do that, separate the man from the ball. That's exactly what he did. Hall can't hang on, and now OLSH has to make a decision on fourth down.
Oh, Sean Fitzgerald.
Oh, it's only third down. It was only second down. Okay, so that changes the entire dynamic. They get one more shot to try to get in the end zone here.
Third down and goal from the 3. Siebes gets the snap. He's going to take off. He's going to run it in himself. He's into the end zone for the Charger touchdown. Joey Siebes from 3 away for the Charger touchdown.
Good call there on the option play. Keeps it for himself. Lowers his shoulder, gets over the defender, and gets right into the goal line, breaks the plane. Good job there by OLSH. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's an 11 or 12 play drive, but good job by the Chargers moving the ball down the field consistently, getting yardage in chunks. They had a couple long third downs to convert, but they converted them, and they made it count. They get themselves in the end zone.
75-yard drive, 12 plays. And here is the extra point for the Chargers. It is through the pipes and good. 4:08 to play in the opening quarter here from Joe Alden Stadium, and it's the OLSH Chargers 7, Bishop Canevin nothing. High school football on the Champ Sports Network. Continuing here from Moon Township. That is a great opening drive if you're a Charger fan, of 75 yards, and really just being able to do everything they wanted to out of the playbook there. A bunch of different formations. They were being able to be balanced with the run and the pass. It was a very impressive drive there for the Chargers.
If you're going to do it for OLSH on a homecoming night, why not do it in a game that you're probably largely not picked to win? You get an opportunity in your first drive. You drive the length of the field. It was 75 yards in 12 plays, which is not really easy to do, by the way, considering that they had a couple penalties that they had a holding penalty that went against them and really could have stalled a drive out on 1st and 24, but they managed to get that done. Then they get themselves deep into Canevin territory, and they convert and get a touchdown out of that. Great job there by OLSH to get the lead early, and now the pressure's on Canevin to try to match the Chargers.
Canevin had did show some glimpses of greatness on their first opening drive, but that holding call was really what shot them in the foot on that opening drive, and they were then, of course, turned the football over, and the Chargers turning a turnover into points, something that they've been accustomed to being on the opposite end of a lot this year.
And if for teams that win games, if you want to win games, if you want to put yourself in position to be better than the other team, when they make mistakes, you use them to capitalize. And a lot of times it's not just about turnovers. It's about points off of turnovers. OLSH got a turnover from Bishop Canevin. They turn it into 7 points, and then they strike first blood.
But we're teed up and booted away. End over end. The kick going to be fielded from the 18-yard line across the 20. Coming here to the near side, 25. picks up the 30-yard line and gets leveled and tossed out of bounds. On the return for Bishop Canevin was Kellen Gustine, the 5'3 sophomore. Nick Gamsick applying the tackle, and Gamsick's just flying all over the field right now for the Chargers.
Hey, if you're going to make plays all over the field. If you're going to have your name in the paper, might as well have as many times as possible, being able to do more than one thing. So Gamsick has an interception. He had a pretty big play on the reverse there, or at least tried to make a play there. Now he's playing special teams, getting his face all over the television screen.
4:02 to play here in the opening quarter. They hand it off left side. It's Amon Bridget. And Bridget's going to be able to carry this one, carrying defenders forward for about 10 yards right at the sticks before meeting Cedric Gray.
And that's what Canevin needs right now. They need to be able to answer a drive. If you're going to do that, start strong. It looks like it's going to be a 9-yard pickup. Already given the first down. They do give him the first down, so that's something you definitely want to do. Who was that on the carry? I kind of missed the number there. But whoever it was did a great job and got himself to move the sticks forward for Canevin.
Pistol formation for Bishop Canevin. And they'll pass on the slant route. Just too tall. Trying to find Austin Scott here on the near side. And Scott did make a little bit of separation between him and the defensive back. But unfortunately for Bishop Canevin, just not able to put that one in the window for the Crusaders. And it goes incomplete.
Austin Scott almost got his hands on that pass, and he just could not seem to haul it in on the slant route. And there was a defender in front of him, a defender behind him, but the pass was just high enough so OLSH couldn't get their hands on it. So if nothing else, give Canevin credit that they didn't let the ball get turned over.
Roloski from, once again, that pistol, sidecar and a back behind him. And it gives it off to 23 in blue and white once again. Amon Bridget. Bridget is stacked up. Great pursuit to the football by the OLSH Chargers. A host of purple and gold over there. Among them was Dante Trombetta, sophomore, coming up to make a stop, and it's going to be 3rd down and 10 coming up for Bishop Canevin.
The OLSH defense doing it again. They have not made it easy for Amon Bridget running here, and he goes off to the left side. He got maybe half of a yard. It's been tough sledding for him so far, and now it forces a 3rd and long for Canevin.
Bridget coming into tonight, 67 carries, 288 yards, averaging 4.3 yards a carry. His average has decreased since this game has started because the Charger defense, and back to pass, Roloski, pressure coming, out he goes, sacked on the play by 34, John Truskowski coming from the blind side and applying the hit. What a job by Truskowski to send down Roloski. It will be 4th down and long.
Big play by the OLSH defensive line. They only rushed 4 men on that play, but it was just enough to get in Roloski's face, and Truskowski wrapped his arms around him and didn't let him go. Big sack for the Chargers to force a punt.
4th down at 16, and the punt team on for Bishop Canevin. Giovanni DiMazzo, the punter for Bishop Canevin. Fair catch is called for by Nick Gamsick, and the Charger offense back to work from their own 38-yard line, and with 2:13 to play in the opening quarter, it's 7-0 Chargers. This is a great opportunity for OLSH to try to go up by 2 scores early and really put them in a position they haven't been in a very long time this year.
If you can get up by 2 scores in this game on this kind of night, considering their circumstances going into this game, how huge is that for this team's confidence going in? I mean, this is an 0-6 team that really has nothing to lose at this point. So if you're going to do it now and do it big.
Siebes back in at quarterback from that pistol formation. Will turn around and hand it off left side, giving it off to Shineri. That's Matt Shineri, and he's a 5'9 sophomore. This is a youthful group. Shineri met very abruptly by Austin Lebreau, and it will be no gain on the play, 2nd down at 10.
Well, the good news is for OLSH, they don't have to panic here. They can easily just take their time. There's not really much, hindering them on the clock. There's 1:45 to go in the first quarter. They have the lead. It didn't work this time. Be patient. You've seen it work before. Just stick to what's been working for you and see what happens.
2nd down at 10 from the 37. Siebes back in trouble. Was able to get away from one. Throw it down the field. Incomplete. Had a receiver open. Billy DePaul was drinking down the sideline, and it came across the numbers coverage by Bishop Canevin's Giovanni DiMarzo on the coverage, and it makes it an incomplete 3rd down and 10 coming up, and it will be a big 3rd down coming up here for the OLSH Chargers.
Big play there. Good play call by OLSH on the play action. I don't think Canevin was ready for it. Had a one-on-one matchup on a post route down the field. Siebes probably didn't get enough air on the football. It might have been the difference between an incompletion and maybe a long touchdown pass.
Another great coverage by DiMarzo. Back to pass. Siebes near side. Got Cedric Gray at the 50-yard line. That's a Charger first down inside Bishop Canevin territory down to the 46-yard line. And the Chargers have been faced time and time again tonight, Josh, with 3rd down and longs, and they've came back with that slant route in the middle of the field, and it's been open every time.
And that's a good read there by Siebes to see that window there to get it open. Gray does a good job of getting himself open. Siebes puts it right there. And on a big 3rd and long play, it's a big pickup. That's, 17 yards for a first down.
Cedric Gray was injured at the beginning part of this season and just hasn't seen much action this year, but getting in on the action here tonight. And this time they give it off to Shineri, and he goes off right tackle, crossing and inside the 45-yard line down to the 42, picks up 3 on the 2nd down run.
Met with a big hit there, too, in the hole. He wasn't getting much more than those 4 yards. Hitherto shall not come, but no further.
Yeah, that was Aaron Alke, 6'1", 200-pound senior that introduced himself to a rather smaller Matt Shineri at 5'9", 165.
Physics won out on that play more than anything.
2nd down and 6 for the Chargers. They operate from the Bishop Canevin 42-yard line with 20 seconds left to play in the quarter, and pre-snap penalty here.
The back judge that threw that flag, so whatever it is was pre-snap, and it's going against OLSH. It's going the other way. Might be a false start.
Yep. Legal procedure call against the Chargers. Make it 2nd down and 11. And they'll move the ball back to the 47-yard line for the Chargers. Siebes line up in that pistol, 2 wide receivers. Trying to get them to jump. I think they might have got Canevin to jump and give him the 5 back.
How about that? Sometimes a hard snap count is a quarterback's friend when it comes down to field position.
Giveth and taketh away. So the last 45 seconds of you listening, completely irrelevant. That's point.
It's a net displacement of 0 yards. I guess this is a zero-sum game we got going here, Matt.
Only for you.
Good point. Duly noted.
2nd down and 6. Back at the 42-yard line. They go sweep left. Siebes going to keep it and get to the 40-yard line, picking up 2 yards as we get down to the 10-second mark. As on the stop for Bishop Canevin was Matt Zenick, a junior, making the stop, and it will make a 3rd down and 5 coming up, but not before the end of the first quarter.
This is a good first quarter. OLSH should be very proud of the effort they've made. So far, they've stopped 2 Canevin drives. The first one on an interception. The third one, or I should say the second one, I'll get it together. The second one on a punt that led to a touchdown for them. So that's a big way to start the game for OLSH. And right now they've got a 7-0 lead going into the second quarter, and they've got the ball with a chance to extend it to something bigger.
And we'll be back coming up, second quarter of this one. Back to Moon Township in the Joe. Quarter number 2, 7-0. Chargers on top right here on the Champ Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Charlie Batch from the Best of the Batch Foundation. Follow your favorite WPIAL team anywhere you go this season. The Champ Sports Network mobile app from iPhone or Android, powered by Sport Engine. Just research Sport NGIN on your app store and get access to scores, standings, and stats. Even upload pictures and videos. Sports Engine app from Champ Sports Network. Champions play here.
Looking for promotional products, JR.
And we welcome you back here to Robert Morris University. A play-action pass by Siebes, making a completed pass to Eric Hull on the near side. Hull holds it in and caught Chargers on 3rd down and 4. Convert another 3rd down as Hall holds in a pass at the 31-yard line. That is a 10-yard gain on the pass and catch. Siebes to Hall, 1st down Chargers.
Once again, in a good third and short situation, why not find your tight end? Middle yardage, good route there by Hall. Siebes finds him. That seems to be his favorite receiver so far in his game. Is that the 4th catch in this game for Hall?
Yes, I think so. Siebes will hand it off to Truskowski across the middle to the 25-yard line.
Good game there on 1st down. If you can get 5 on 1st down, you've probably done pretty well for yourself. Actually, they're going to give him 6 here. So OLSH continuing to move the ball well. Truskowski running pretty well between the tackles. He does it again, puts OLSH in a good position at 2nd and 5, deep in the Canevin territory with the chance to continue to move the chains.
2nd and 5 from the 24-yard line. Just under 11 minutes to play here in the second. Option play. Siebes will keep it and fight forward. How about Siebes in the effort? There is not a purple jersey in the scrum, yet Siebes was moving 4 Canevin players forward. And it will be now a 3rd down, and we'll call it a long 2. Coming up after really a play that was completely done on the legs of Joey Siebes.
Coaches usually get nervous when they see their quarterback running into a group of that many people and none of them are wearing the same color shirt. But for Siebes, it actually works out this time around. He gets himself, I think it was 3 yards, and it's a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 from the 23. Shotgun formation for Siebes. Marks down, almost gets Canevin to jump, and they might have. The official.
They're calling a false start on OLSH. I didn't see anybody move, or
I didn't either.
A legal procedure. That's interesting. I'm really, really surprised with that hard count. The hard count that Siebes had looked like Bishop Canevin's line jump, but it did not look like OLSH's offensive line jump, unless it was one of the players on the outside that moved.
I think if that would have been false start, you have to say that they were drawn off by Canevin jumping.
You can make that. You can easily make that argument. I really didn't see anybody on OLSH's offensive line move, so it must have been a player on the outside that actually made that mistake. In which case, hopefully OLSH can try to figure this out, because they got a 3rd and 7 on the Canevin 28. You don't want to waste this drive, and you can put yourself up by 2 possessions on a team that you're really not favored to beat.
Timeout on the field. Chargers take it. 9:52 to play in quarter number 2. It's 7-0. Chargers leading the Crusaders. Back here on Champs after this.
Looking for promotional products? JR Advertising has been building relationships and creating quality solutions for customers for over 30 years. We're excited to devise solutions to your marketing, promotion, and recognition challenges. Whether you're looking for a specific item or just browsing for ideas, our site is your one-stop shopping source. Visit us online at jradspec.com for more information. That's jradspec.com. JR Advertising. We don't compete, we create.
This is Charlie Batch, and you're listening to High School Football on Champs Sports Network.
You most certainly are. Welcome you back here to Joe Walton Stadium. And after the timeout, the Chargers going to play action. Siebes going to keep it on 3rd down and 7. And Joey Siebes keeps the 3rd down streak alive. He picks up a Charger 1st down as he's inside the 20, down to around the 8. That is a Charger 1st down and a pickup of about 10 yards.
Good job there by Joey Siebes. Off the pistol, we've seen them run this play before. They faked the play action to one side. He rolls out to the left side. Didn't see anything he liked in the defensive backfield, so he calls his own number, finds himself a gap to run through, picks up 10 yards. Another big 3rd down conversion for OLSH to get inside the red zone of Canevin.
We're under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. First down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Siebes operating from that pistol. Will hand it off the right side. They give it off. And breaking free, bouncing it to the outside, trying to get to the pylon. It's Shineri. He's into the end zone. Touchdown Chargers. Matt Shineri from 18 away for 6.
3 big blocks on this play for OLSH. The first one came up front, the lead block came up from Truskowski. The second block was by the tight end Hall. He came back and chipped across. It cuts back across formation. Billy DePaul, the wide receiver, on the other side of formation, makes the crack block against the quarterback. That frees up Shineri. 18-yard scamper to the house. 6 more for OLSH.
Extra point coming up. From the hold of Siebes, kick is on its way, and it is through. That is Christian Murray, the quarterback or the kicker for the Chargers. He's a sophomore, and he puts his second extra point through the pipes here tonight. 9:16 to play here in the second quarter. 14-0 Chargers on top. And boy, this has to be on homecoming night. A great crowd in attendance here tonight for the Chargers, and you get out to a 14-0 lead.
Matt, that was a 10-play, 63-yard drive for the Chargers. It ate up about a little bit less than 3 minutes there. But all the same, good job there by OLSH. 14-point lead against Canevin on homecoming night. If you're going to do it on homecoming, do it big, do it like this. 2 really good drives for OLSH to start the game. Both times they've touched the ball, they've turned it into points, and they've taken advantage of what was given to them. They haven't done anything that crazy. They're just calling good plays. Siebes, the quarterback, making really good decisions. The linemen are blocking. The receivers are blocking. Everybody's chipping in. This team's working together right now. The results are positive.
No question. This is impressive outing here to this point. Canevin offense trying to get something together and dig themselves out of a 2-score hole with 9:16 to play here in the second quarter. Great night this is perfect football weather, by the way. Just perfect fall weather.
This is my favorite time of year. I think I've said this on the radio 3 times this week. October, Friday nights, weather in the 40s and 50s, maybe cold enough, a little cool enough for a jacket, nice breeze, but you can get some good football. No one's miserable. Everybody's happy. It's a good atmosphere.
It's also the month of your birthday. Happy belated, by the way.
Appreciate that.
Coming up here, it's Bishop Canevin on the return. They're going to get great field position as they move this one across the 35-yard line up across to the 38. On the return for Bishop Canevin was Hanson Wood, a junior, getting it up to the 30. They're going to mark this at the 37-yard line. And again, Canevin's put themselves in good field position to start drives, just haven't even been able to capitalize on that good field position.
Yeah, if you're going to – and for Canevin right now, you need to be able to points. And if you're going to do it, get good field position on your return. Right now, you start from your own 37. Got to take advantage here. Get some points, especially when this old offense has been so effective.
Handoff right up the middle. As getting the call for the Crusaders, 22, Austin Libro, his first carry, a junior, up to the 40-yard line. We got a score from around the WPIAL, and boy, it's Central Catholic leading Seneca Valley 17-0 in the first half. So an update of the other game on the network currently tonight. Randy Cosgrove and the Mike Oste on the call tonight.
Sounds like business as usual for Central Catholic. They don't let anybody move the ball. They don't let anybody score.
Well, back to this battle of Catholic schools. A second down at 7 from the 40-yard line, and we get flags coming. This is going to be delay of game on Bishop Canevin coming from the back judge.
Definitely not what you want on Canevin. They're trying to actually progress, and right now they're moving themselves backward, and it's not even lack of execution. It's just small mistakes that can be corrected. And if you're going to fix them now before it's too late.
Bishop Canevin's not really that out in front as far as they won a 20-14 game to a winless Union team and won by 1 to Northgate, 14-13. So this is a team that has struggled also. And Roslowski going to go back to pass, throw it over the middle, and boy, a big hit that separates the receiver from ball. And coming up to make that big hit for OLSH was Matt Shineri, and he had the touchdown on the last drive for the Chargers, and then comes up and applies a big lick there.
Good play there by Shineri. OLSH's secondary being very physical in this game. We saw Gamsick make a play on the ball. We see Shineri make a big play here on the receiver, and actually very well-timed hit, I might add. You got to do it. If you're going to do it right, do it at the right time. Separates the man from the ball and forces a 3rd and long for Canevin.
DeMarzio was the intended receiver, and here is Rzlowski back to pass, throwing, tipped up into the air, and it's intercepted off the tip drill. Chargers get the football off the 50-yard line.
You got to be kidding me. This is unbelievable.
Guess who?
Matt Shinari. Unreal. This OLSH defense should be very, very proud right now. They are making all the right plays at all the right times, and Shinari is the guy that made it before. It was Gamsick who jumped up and made the play on the short thrown ball. This time the ball gets tipped in the air. Shinari holds it in, and right now OLSH has the ball on the plus side of midfield. They're already on the Canevin 49, and they can really start to take advantage of this game in a way that no one really saw coming.
First down and 10 for the Chargers as they get another turnover from this secondary who's playing out of their mind tonight. First down and 10 from the 49-yard line. Back to work goes the Charger offense. They send 4 wide. And Siebes back to pass. Going to stop and air it under for Gray, who comes down with the football at the near side boundary at the 30-yard line. Cedric Gray going up at the ball's highest point and pulling it back down to the atmosphere. Unbelievable.
That was a very athletic play by Gray. Give Siebes credit because he read that play long before Gray was in the vicinity of where that ball landed. He threw that ball early. He timed it well. He put enough air under it for Gray to go underneath and get it. He times it at its highest point, comes down with it. Big 19-yard gain. OLSH moving the chains again.
First down and 10 for the 30-yard line after the 19-yard pass and catch. And it will be a handoff on first down at 10 as Shinari right back in it, has a touchdown, has the interception off the tip drill, and he picks up 2 yards there before being met by the interior line of Bishop Canevin on the stop for the Crusaders. Al Janasco making the stop, and it's a second down and 8 upcoming after the 2-yard pickup by Shinari.
I'm really impressed by the play calling of this OLSH offense right now. It seems like they're calling things at the right time, knowing what to do, knowing where to be, and it's really paying off in spades for them because they're executing right now.
Give them 3 officially. 2nd and 7 from the 27-yard line. And then they go back to the real workhorse, the big fella, Truskowski, rumbling and bumbling his way down to the 21-yard line and going to be about a yard short of the first down marker. And I think this is going to make it a very interesting 3rd down and 1. And here we go again with the Chargers. They don't like converting first downs until it is 3rd down.
What I like about what they're doing right now, they're doing it running the football, they're doing it passing the football, a lot off of the play action, I might add, and they're making really good decisions, and it's all turning into positive yardage, and they're putting themselves in good positions on 3rd down.
3rd down and 1 from the 21. Siebes operating from that pistol formation. Shinari gets the pitch to the left side, and he is bottled up way back at the 25-yard line. He's going to lose a bunch on the play. 4 officially. We'll move him back to the 24-yard line, and this is going to make it a 4th down, and undoubtedly with a 14-point lead, 6:15 on a moving second quarter clock, the Chargers are going to go for it here.
Well, good play by Canevin. That was Aaron Alke, the defensive end on the weak side. He penetrated right off the snap, beat his man. Shinari had nowhere to go off that left side. 3-yard loss, and it forces a 4th down for OLSH. But let's see what they do here.
4th down and 4 from the 24. Shotgun formation. Siebes back to pass. Delayed handoff, and Canevin read it to perfection. Sean Fitzgerald puts an end to the Charger drive. Turnover on downs. The Chargers trying to go deep and maybe spread out this Canevin defense. It does not happen. They are not caught off course. Fitzgerald doing a great job of staying at home on that one.
Well, like a quarterback draw by Siebes, if I'm not mistaken there, but Canevin had a lot of good penetration, got themselves in gaps, and made the right play. So all Siebes could do is run into a brick wall of white jerseys in a turnover on downs for the Crusaders. They really needed that.
1st down for Bishop Canevin. They go back to work and hand it off to Amon Bridget. And Bridget's going to be able to pick up about 9 yards before meeting Cedric Gray. And when your strong safety is the one applying a tackle, you know that's not good for that 1st and 2nd line of defense. If you're the OLSH Chargers, a 9-yard pickup on 1st down, it's 2nd down and 1.
Coaches do not like seeing their safeties and the defensive backs being the leading tacklers on their stat sheets. It's never a good sign.
2nd down and 1 from the 34-yard line. Quick hitter. Falling forward for the 1st down once again is this time it's Austin Libero. And he will pick up the Crusader first down across the 35-yard line up to the 36.
Good job there by Libro. Needed one, got two. Canevin still trying to get things going here with the running game. It's not a bad idea. You got plenty of time to do it. Why not get started now in the second quarter?
And this one, again, giving it off to Mon Bridget. Bridget plunges forward to one, and it's actually impressive that he was able to pick up the one just because they were trying to get that off the right tackle, but he was met in the backfield by some pressure by the OLSH Charger defense.
Give OLSH credit because they started this game really strong against the run. Canevin's made a couple of plays here and there, but OLSH has not stopped coming at them. They've stayed aggressive. They stayed attacking their gaps, and they're still making plays here and there. And they're making another one right now.
Yes, they are bottling up Amon Bridget. Bridget only getting maybe a yard and a half on that one. Just the entire defense of the Chargers, and it's a bunch of purple in on these stops. Again, Trombetta, Cummings, Gamsick.
Trzaskowski was in on that play.
Yeah, everybody's just flying to the football right now. This is a really impressive Charger defense with 3rd down and 7 coming up at the 39-yard line. Wrzlowski from that pistol. Play action. Going to stop, has time. Will throw and overthrow his intended receiver on the far sideline. It was Siebes on coverage there for the Chargers, and it will be 4th down as Wrzlowski unable to hook up with the receiver on that far side.
Looks like he was trying to find Libro there on the right flat, and Siebes got in there on that play. If that pass is a little bit shorter, a little bit slower, Siebes might have taken it the other way. He was trying to get himself into that passing lane, but all the same, too high for Libro. Incomplete, forces a 4th and 7. Looks like Canevin's going to punt this one away.
4th down and 7 from the 39-yard line. Punt unit out. This is Giovanni DiMarzo punting it away. Love the name, by the way. All name team nomination. Punts that one out of bounds.
Good field position here for OLSH. You're going to start at their own 45-yard line, so you got to be really excited about that. Not a very long punt for Bishop Canevin. Coaches can't be pleased with that one. If you're going to try to pin the team deep, you want to try to win this field position game, but you can't do it with a 20-yard punt.
No, it'll be 1st down at 10, 3:44 is where I was going with that 3. 3:44 left to play here in the second quarter. 14-0 if you're just tuning in. The Chargers leading the Crusaders here tonight, Week 7 across the WPIAL. And this is going to be our first look at Billy DePaul in at quarterback now for the Chargers. Low snap. DePaul hands it. Going to take off and run with it right up the middle. DePaul with the burst of speed. He's down the far sideline. Makes another miss. He is going all the way for the Charger touchdown. Oh, what a run by Billy DePaul. 55 yards to the house for the Charger touchdown.
First snap of the game for Billy DePaul, and he shows why he's a change of pace for OLSH. Obviously, with Siebes, he does a little bit of everything. He's more of an option guy. He can throw, he can run. Well, DePaul just showed the fact that he can just flat-out run on the quarterback draw. Picked up the short snap that could have, if he didn't pick it up, it might have been picked up by Canevin. He picks the ball up off the turf, breaks a tackle or two, out-jukes a man near the left hash, and he takes it 55 yards for the score. Very impressive.
I don't mean to do Al's job, but that's a one-play 55-yard drive for the Chargers.
Nicely done, Matt. Nicely done.
Extra point is good by Christian Murray, and it's 21-0. The Chargers leading it with 3:31 to play here in the second quarter on a one-play drive that the Chargers, just the amount of speed DePaul had was a complete change of pace, like you said. It was just completely it took him 13 seconds to run that 55 yards, by the way.
I don't think it was something that Canevin was ready to account for that quickly. And, man, what a play call. OLSH has not made a lot of bad decisions in this game as far as play calling has been concerned, and they've also haven't made a lot of mistakes as far as execution. And right now, they've got a 21-point lead with 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Matt, I think we can honestly both say we did not see this coming 47 minutes ago.
No, but it happened the last time you were here. I'm just saying.
Against the West Green team, I don't think this is good. That was as good as
No, I think you're right. And I think the Chargers finished 5-4 that year, too. It just barely missed the postseason down to Gardner points, if I'm not mistaken.
That was their first winning season as a program, though, correct?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And they had their second last year, going 5-4 and just barely missing the WPIAL postseason again.
And it's been 5 years for this program.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting to see what this program has done for so long. And to have a season that's been this disappointing is just to see this kind of effort shows a lot about the character of these kids.
Bill Daniels still here after that inaugural season of football.
Bill Daniels knew he had a challenge on his hands when he came in here. OLSH, known more or less as a basketball school, is trying to start a program from scratch here. It's never easy to try to do something. You're going to face those kind of challenges. It looks like offsides called on the kickoff against OLSH, so they're going to move this 5 yards back, and they'll kick it from their own 35 instead of from the 40.
Yeah, it's been remarkable what Bill Daniels has been able to do over the years. And obviously, as a coach, you want to have more success. You want to get into the postseason and break that wall and that barrier. But Bill Daniels took this job never coaching, being a head coach before. This is his first head coaching stint. Of course, played at the University of Pittsburgh and has really done some remarkable things. And it's really hard to get programs started in Class Single A, and this one's going to be fielded out off the bounce at the 30-yard line, and a flag. What an arm by the official. Oh, my goodness.
That was pretty impressive.
From the sideline, he throws it all the way and hits the Robert Morris logo in the middle of the field. Sign him up. I think he might have lost his eligibility a few years ago, though.
He got some good hang time. I'll give him that much. And then the good thing about it is you've seen some referee flags go errant in times past. The best part about it didn't hit any players inside their helmet.
That's right. Sign him up cornhole. I bet he'd be good for it.
There you go.
Block in the back against Bishop Canevin. So Chargers hand Canevin good field position by the offsides call. And Canevin says, no, thanks. We'd much rather take this one back behind our own 30-yard line instead.
That's disappointing. You at this point, if you're Canevin, you really want to try to do as much as you can to get points on the board. And one way you don't do it is keep making mental mistakes and coming up again to call for penalties, because it never ends well trying to make up for those things, especially when your wounds are self-inflicted.
First down at 10 from the 26-yard line. For Bishop Canevin, they'll go 4 wide, sidecar to Rizlowski's right. Bark out the signals, and Rizlowski's going to take it off the right side, and he's not going to get very far on the stop for the Chargers as they unpile his jerseys. That's Austin Calvis on the stop.
No huddle offense here for Bishop Canevin getting back to the line.
Quickly back, Rizlowski here, jumping it off and overshooting again. Giovanni DiMarzo, the intended receiver on the near side. And Rizlowski, that's been his problem tonight, is he's put a little bit, either put too much on his throws or made them a little bit too tall for his receivers.
And that's been the problem, and it's led to incompletions, and also it's led to 2 interceptions for OLSH. They've taken advantage of mistakes that Rizlowski's made, and they've turned those 2 turnovers into 14 points in this game.
3:03, third down at 8 from the 28-yard line. 4 wide and a sidecar to Rizlowski's right, or left, but beg your pardon. He'll go back to pass. Pressure's coming. He avoids it. Now going to take off and run with it. He'll have the first down, stops, and will jump out of bounds before getting knocked out, as escorting him out was Dante Trombetta, and it is not before Bishop Canevin's able to pick up a first down and move the sticks as they move it across the 40-yard line up to the 44. And a good job and a good decision there by Rizlowski to tuck it and run.
If you're going to get out of trouble before it comes. And that's exactly what he did. He scrambles, gets himself out of the pocket before it collapses, picks up 16 yards, and Canevin gets a much-needed first down in the third down play.
First down at 10 after the 16-yard pickup from the 44-yard line. Rizlowski from the gun once again. Blitz on its way from the Chargers, and they read it from the get-go as the handoff winning to Libro, and he is brought down abruptly by 67, Weston Roberts, a sophomore. Connor White also in on that one.
I think he might have been in that play before he even made the handoff. That did not go as drawn up. So good play there by the OLSH defensive line.
Second down at 11 after the loss of 1. Rizlowski throwing here on the curl route, completing its pass to the near side boundary. Austin Scott had to go down to two knees to make the catch. He's able to. Touching him down was Eric Hall. And that's right at the midfield stripe, a 3rd down and 3 after the pickup there. And they'll go right back to the line here.
Good pickup there by Canevin. They need to do it again on 3rd down.
Kozlowski throwing near side boundary, and again, deja vu. Austin Scott makes the catch, but this time did not have to go down to a knee. Tight ropes to the near side boundary. Just enough time. That would have been good. That would have been a good catch at any level. He got both feet down before stepping out, moving the sticks. 1st and 10 from the 43.
This is what Canevin needs. They need this really, really badly just to move the ball and really just get some kind of continuity going. And that's exactly what's good for them. And now they got a chance with about 2 minutes left to try to get some points on the board here.
Shotgun once again for Kozlowski. 2:04 to play, first half. High snap. Kozlowski pulls it down and just dives forward. Almost looked like a busted play, or either that or Kozlowski lost his footing on this phony grass here at the Joe. But nevertheless, 1 yard pickup after the slide down, and it will be 2nd and 9. Right back to the gun. Kozlowski will stop and throw. Slant route is hold in. Huge hit on the play. Cedric Gray comes up and makes the stop. Cummings, or I beg your pardon, that was Austin Scott on another catch. And then they're going to throw this flag here, and I think it might be head contact, and officials are going to be really, really close to just throwing that flag if it's anything close to head contact.
And this is one of those rules that coaches are going to really try to emphasize, that they're really trying to promote with their players to not make mistakes like these. These are where fundamentals and the actual proper techniques are really, really important, or else officials are going to call these plays, and you don't want to see that happen.
2nd down, or the personal foul penalty, head contact will give them a 1st down and 10, and this is going to help. No doubt the Crusaders on their crusade to the end zone here, trying to dig themselves out of a 3-score deficit. They trail 21-0 here, minute 38 to go here in the second.
It's a 15-yard penalty, am I not mistaken?
Yep. 15 yards, moves it to a 1st and 10 from just inside the red zone from the 18-yard line. As the clock winds, Kozlowski rolls out to his right, now going to stop and run with it, and chasing him down from behind was Truskowski for the Chargers on the back end, and this is going to be able to get him maybe to the 15-yard line. Then they're going to give him the 16, so pick up 2. Quickly back to the line. 4 wide once again. Kozlowski stopping. Will throw the slant route. It is completed, and it is down right at the goal line, just about at the 2. Completes his pass out to Dom Palmarosa, making the reception there, and he is down. It's going to be about a 1st down and goal from the 1-yard line, it looks like.
First time we've seen Palmasina get a reception in this game. So now 1st and goal for BC. They haven't seen this all day.
Kozlowski from the shotgun, and flag come flying out of the back of the end zone, and this is going to be a false start. And we're right next to the Bishop Canevin coaching box, and they're not happy with the call, as this is going to really back them up 5 yards, and 1st and goal from the 1, really easy. 1st and goal from the 5 makes things a little more interesting.
When you're doing this well, they had 3 really good plays stacked up back to back. This has been a really good drive for them, where they're getting yardage in chunks. They're making good plays, and now you get to the 1-yard line when you're using your hurry up, no huddle offense. It's actually working against the defense. You get this close as at the 5-yard line, and then a false start slows down your momentum.
Timeout on the field. 49 seconds to play here in the first half. It's 21-0. Chargers leading the Crusaders. It's high school on the Champ Sports Network. Coming up next week on the network, our high school football game of the week and our continuing coverage of Pittsburgh Central Catholic football. It is right now, as it stands, current undefeated Pine Richland against current undefeated Pittsburgh Central Catholic. The Rams and the Vikings. Tune in next week right here on the Champ Sports Network.
Be a really good game. I'm a fan of what Pine Richland's done. I saw that North Allegheny game. Ben DiNucci, very, very good quarterback. I like what Eric Kasparovich, their head coach, has done. They put in a really good offense there. Just watching those guys in pregame warmups and the passing concepts that they've implemented over there. They're using college and pro pass concepts, and they're paying off big dividends for Pine Richland.
Talking about what coaches have done, Darren Shoup has done a terrific job for filling in for longtime head coach Bob Jacoby here at Bishop Canevin. After the timeout, they set up shop, first and goal from the 6-yard line. Rizlowski from the gun will step up into the pocket, throw, and breaking up the pass.
That's an interception.
And that's intercepted. It was tipped, and now they're going to call it.
They're going to call it a touchback.
Are they going to call it a touchback? That was
Billy DePaul made the interception and that was a big play there by Eric Hall. He was the one that got his hands in. It was a tough play down the left seam. Rizlowski trying to make that throw. Hall got his arm in there and tipped it, got it up in the air. Billy DePaul in the tip drill. Coming up, Johnny on the spot in the end zone. Intercepts a pass. Takes a knee subsequently pretty quickly. Doesn't want to risk the return. Why should you? You're up 21 with 46 seconds to go. Might as well take the touchback, put it on your own 20, and end the threat. Once again, this whole drive that started at Canevin's 26-yard line comes out for nothing.
Unbelievable. I thought Hall had knocked the ball incomplete, but DePaul, as you said, Johnny on the spot, able to make the interception, falling to the phony grass here at the Joe and making the really grass-saving interception, and now saving the Chargers an opportunity. About 45 seconds, DePaul remains in a quarterback, and they draw play on first down at 10 and into the scrum. I want to say that was Shineri, but double-check that. It was Truskowski on the carry. So he'll pick up 3 yards. Second down at 7 coming up here as the Chargers very content with just to run the rest of this clock out up by 3 scores.
3 interceptions by OLSH, by 3 different players, I might add. 2 by corners, 1 by the safety, DePaul. Great performance by this OLSH defense in the first half, and even better performance by the offense, turned it into points. This time won't be as nice. The clock looks like it's going to run out here for halftime.
Maybe DePaul is going to get one snap off. He does. And then there's a pre-snap penalty. It is a penalty against the Chargers. Delay of game against the Chargers. And so we're going to have an untimed down, I would have to assume then? We will.
It's a penalty on the offense. That makes it actually, that was before the time had expired. There's still 2 seconds left when they threw the flag.
Okay, yep.
They weren't out of time yet.
So they put 2 seconds back on the clock. And I think DePaul's going to go down to 1 knee now, and he will. And that's going to be the way we take it to the break. The Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers, they have come to play on our high school football showcase game of the week as they win the lead tonight by the score of 21-0 over the Bishop Canevin Crusaders. When we come back, our halftime report, and we'll get you set for quarter number 3 and give you scores from around the WPIAL. Stick around. Champ Sports Network's coverage of WPIAL high school football continues from Robert Morris University's Joe Walton Stadium in Moon Township after these words.
I'm Janelle Wright, a Panera Bread customer. I am the mother of 4 children, and I'm a professional violinist. After eating the breakfast power sandwich, I know that I'm fueled for the day and I feel satisfied. To me, this is the only fresh, wholesome option out there because the competitors have something that's processed that they're warming up in the microwave. What I love about the breakfast power sandwich are the wonderful ingredients. It's the all-natural egg, the Vermont white cheddar, and smoked ham on freshly baked whole grain bread. Something under 350 calories, and that's awesome. Panera Bread, make today better.
This is Charlie Batch, and you're listening to Champ Sports Network, where champions are heard.
I'm Janelle Wright, a Panera Bread customer. I am the mother of 4 children, and I'm a professional violinist. After eating the breakfast power sandwich, I know that I'm fueled for the day and I feel satisfied. To me, this is the only fresh, wholesome option out there because the competitors have something that's processed that they're warming up in the microwave. What I love about the breakfast power sandwich are the wonderful ingredients. It's the all-natural egg, the Vermont white cheddar, and smoked ham on freshly baked whole grain bread. Something under 350 calories, and that's awesome. Panera Bread, make today better.
I'm Scott Davis, the head of Panera Bread's culinary team, and I want to tell you about our new spinach power salad. The idea behind this salad is to give you sustainable energy to get you through the day. We started with baby spinach. Can't get better than that for a green. Roasted mushrooms, take some olive oil, you season them up, heat them over the fire real hot, caramelize them, add a hard-boiled egg to that, a little applewood smoked bacon, great smoky Vidalia onion vinaigrette that we created, and you top it off with some frizzled onions just for some fun. The new spinach power salad, only at Panera Bread. And don't forget Panera for all your catering needs.
Hi, I'm Charlie Batch from the Best of the Batch Foundation. Follow your favorite WPIAL team anywhere you go this season. Champs Sports Network mobile app from iPhone or Android, powered by Sport Engine. Just research Sport NGIN on your app store and get access to scores, standing, and stats. Even upload pictures and videos. Sports Engine app from Champs Sports Network. Champions play here.
I'm Janelle Wright, a Panera Bread customer. I am the mother of 4 children, and I'm a professional violinist. After eating the breakfast power sandwich, I know that I'm fueled for the day and I feel satisfied. To me, this is the only fresh, wholesome option out there because the competitors have something that's processed that they're warming up in the microwave. What I love about the breakfast power sandwich are the wonderful ingredients. It's the all-natural egg, the Vermont white cheddar, and smoked ham on freshly baked whole grain bread. Something under 350 calories, and that's awesome. Panera Bread, make today better.
Is Dale Pazinski, and this is how I live United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Corral is the best deal in America.
That is music to my ears.
Golden Corral is a gift to my wallet. Only Golden Corral can give you the whole delicious restaurant for one incredibly low price.
I like the sound of that.
It's scrumptious appetizers, endless entrees like our premium 5-ounce sirloin filet, and desserts including our new non-stop irresistible triple fountain yum.
Can't beat the price.
Or the food.
Or the triple fountain yum.
It's all on our endless buffet for one low price, and it's only at Golden Corral. Best deal in America.
Period.
I have a lot to prove.
Looking for promotional products? JR Advertising has been building relationships and creating quality solutions for customers for over 30 years. We're excited to devise solutions to your marketing, promotion, and recognition challenges. Whether you're looking for a specific item or just browsing for ideas, our site is your one-stop shopping source. Visit us online at jradspec.com for more information. That's jradspec.com. JR Advertising. We don't compete, we create.
This is Charlie Batch, and you're listening to Champs Sports Network, where champions are heard.
I'm Scott Davis, the head of Panera Bread's culinary team, and I want to tell you about our new spinach power salad. The idea behind this salad is to give you sustainable energy to get you through the day. We started with baby spinach. Can't get better than that for a green. Roasted mushrooms, take some olive oil, you season them up, heat them over the fire real hot, caramelize them, add a hard-boiled egg to that, a little applewood smoked bacon, great smoky Vidalia onion vinaigrette that we created, and you top it off with some frizzled onions just for some fun. The new spinach power salad, only at Panera Bread. And don't forget Panera for all your catering needs.
No, I figured that much. Jeez, man. It's the almost famous Champ Sports Network halftime report. Welcome back to the Joe Champ Sports Network, our high school football showcase game of the week. Chargers leading Crusaders 21-0. Back alongside Josh Taylor and Matt Fargo. And Josh, this has been impressive. This has been a very dominant Charger performance here tonight, both offensively and defensively, and they've played off one another to this point in this one.
Not a lot of flaws on either side of the ball for OLSH in this game, and you have players making plays on both sides. We had Gamsick making a play on an interception. We had guys like Billy DePaul, who's had an interception in the end zone that stopped a long Canevin drive for a possible touchdown. He also ran 55 yards on the quarterback draw for a score. We've had guys just contributing on both sides of the ball here and they're doing a lot of great things. We've had the quarterback Siebes here running the ball for a touchdown. You had Shinari, who's run for a touchdown. He's intercepted a pass. Just contributions from all over. And credit the coaching staff. They've done some really good jobs of play calling. Good job setting up the running game. They've done that to set up the play action pass. They've used the defense to actually make plays. The defensive backs have been all over the field making plays on turnovers. The defensive line's gotten really good penetration. They've really limited Bishop Canevin running the football. And the offense, points off mistakes. Canevin's had 3 turnovers. OLSH got a touchdown off of that one. Also, they've got two more touchdowns off of Canevin punts. So the ability to stop Canevin from progressing and getting first downs has really paid off for OLSH, and they've turned that into points on the other side. And now a 3-touchdown lead, and if I'm not mistaken, they're going to get the ball to start the second half. So they're really in good position to turn this game, which they weren't favored in probably to start it. This could become a blowout for them midway through the third quarter. Are we going to go to a running clock by the end of this game? We could actually start having that discussion right now. This is insane. On homecoming night, nonetheless.
And I don't know the last time an 0-6 team mercy rolled a team. Mercy roll becomes a noun, by the way. You know, mercy rolled. That's always that fun.
Is
one.
Apostrophe used in there, or is it no apostrophe?
I don't think so.
We got to figure that out.
Have to check the source that I was.
We'll call our rep from Webster, so let us
know. Just filling in the blanks that Josh, he didn't leave many, but the first Charger drive, 12 plays, 75 yards, taking it was a 4:08 on the clock, a 3-yard run. Made it 7-0. That was Joe Siebes making that 3-yard run. Second quarter action, 63-yard drive, 11 plays, taking 5:57 off the clock at 9:16 of the second quarter. An 18-yard run by Matt Zaneri. He gets it in. And then at 3:31, a 55-yard drive. One play is all it took for a very fast Billy DePaul to speed down 55 yards for the Chargers score. It took 13 seconds, by the way, for him to take all 55 of those steps and yards into the end zone. 21-0 is where we are now. And again, for Bishop Canevin, there have been glimpses of greatness. They've been able to move the football on the Chargers, but when it comes down to it, they haven't been able to punch it into the end zone. They have a first down and goal from the 1-yard line late in that second quarter, and then they get the false start penalty. Now becomes the first and goal from the 6-yard line, and they just moved themselves back and back, and then they ended up inevitably throwing another interception.
And a lot of it's been mistakes on Bishop Canevin's part, but credit OLSH for taking advantage. 2 of the interceptions they have are off of tip passes. The first interception, or I should say the second one that they got in the game, but the one by Shinari, that was off a tipped pass. The one in the end zone by Billy DePaul, off of a tip pass by Eddie Hall. So good plays there, or air call, excuse me. So good plays by OLSH. The ball getting tipped in the air, they're taking advantage of it while it's still in the air. And when you can make those kinds of plays to get not only does it set you up for a chance to score points, but more importantly, it keeps the other team from scoring. So instead of just scoring one touchdown, it's almost like you scored one and took one from the other team. Those kinds of swings will win ball games. And for right now, OLSH is in a position where they can keep this moving. And bear in mind, they've scored on every drive in this game but one, and that was when they took a knee to end the first half. So right now, they're really clicking on offense. The fact that the defense is complementing them so well is what's leading to the shutout right now.
Scores from around the WPIAL served up by Panera Bread. Live consciously, eat deliciously. Panera Bread, proud sponsor of high school athletics across the WPIAL on the Champs Sports Network. Scores from around there. Some finals for you because of this one being our, it's kind of like the Sunday night football game. This is the last high school football game of Friday night in the WPIAL. We got some finals for you. South Park beats Carlington tonight 40-6. Steel Valley, the Fighting Charlie Batches, or as others know them as the Ironmen, they defeat Keystone Oaks tonight 50-7. South Fayette is rolling on Stowe Rocks right now 48-8. Other scores that are of interest, how about this one? West Allegheny 17, Woodland Hills 7. That game's still in progress. And maybe a couple more for you. Gateway in Indiana tied at 8. Hopewell trailing Moon tonight 42-15. The Tigers just, we could walk to Moon Tiger Stadium right now from where we are and see the rest of that one. But instead, I think I'm going to stay right here with you.
If you want to go, we can gladly take it from here. We got no big deal. If you feel like you have to be elsewhere, as it seems right now, OLSH looks like they have this game in hand, but we still have a whole second half of football to play. But hey, as long as they keep taking care of business, we'll take care of business here too. We're fine. Yeah, no question. And there's a Panera connection here. As I have to give you an opportunity to give a shout out. There is a Panera connection. I have a cousin. My cousin Alex is an employee at the Panera out here. Is it Moon or in Coriopolis? I can't remember exactly where it's located, but she does work for Panera out here. All right, here's a return. The Chargers will get the football to begin things, and they lost the football, and it is recovered by Bishop Canevin. And if you couldn't dial up the biggest swing of momentum to start this second half, it is a fumble on the kickoff recovered by the Crusaders. 33 in blue and white. Jamie Williams, a sophomore, makes one of the biggest plays of Bishop Canevin's night tonight. We were just talking about opportunities off of turnovers. This is OLSH's first turnover of the game, and now Bishop Canevin with a short field, only 28 yards they need to try to get their first points in the game. First down and 10 for the Crusaders. They operate from the pistol formation from the Charger 28-yard line. Dive play up the middle. I'm on Bridget, and Bridget will have very close to first down yardage inside the 20-yard line down to around the 18. And a good push up front by the Crusaders. And right now, I'm looking down at the offensive line of Bishop Canevin. They're fired up. They're right now fist pumping, knowing that they could get right back in this game if they put in a score here. And to do it this early, knowing that you wasted so many chances in the first half, that does a lot for a team's confidence. And this is right now, this is their opportunity to fix a lot of wrongs. Brzlowski operating from the pistol. Two wide receivers split out to the far side. Right ball sits on the near side hash. Delayed handoff as they give it off to Bridget. He bounces it off of one block and forces his way inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. That is good enough for Bishop Canevin first down. They move the sticks and move it inside the 15-yard line. And right now, the push up front is making the difference on this drive for BC. If you're Canevin, keep this rolling. Run the ball while you can. If you can pick up yardage, keep it moving. Right now, you're in control of your own destiny. Might as well make it count. Brzlowski barking out some signals, and now we'll hand it off again and slicing in to make a big tackle. Hall. And Hall has been all over the field right now. Offensive, defensive, special teams. Hall's been there, and he makes a big stop there. Only 1 yard on the gain, and it will be second down and 9 coming up at the 12-yard line. Well, we talked about this before during halftime. OLSH has not made it easy on Bishop Canevin's run offense. They've gotten good penetration, not on every play, but maybe one out of every 3 plays. OLSH has gotten in the backfield and caused some short games. Really good gap integrity for the Chargers in this game. Brzlowski on the option play. He will keep it and get slung down. It's Truskowski on the stop for the Chargers as Brzlowski going to pick up maybe another yard or 2 on that one. Looks like they're going to give him 6 on that play. Good call there on a triple option by Orlowski. They faked the dive play down. He moved to the left side, and they actually read the option pitch, so he held on to it and got himself a good gain. So it's 3rd and short for Bishop Canevin.
3rd and 3 from the 6. So still could get a first down here from the 6-yard line. 9:35 moving first quarter or third quarter clock. A delayed handoff. Ball's on the carpet.
Oh, boy.
Chargers say they have the football, and the officials I think they're whistling that he might be. No, they're going to agree. Charger football. And again, the Charger defense, bend but don't break. They come away with the football, and I didn't see at the bottom of that scrum who came away with that football. But the Chargers, again, the defense coming up big.
I really don't know what to tell you right now. I really have no words. This is unbelievable. Just when you thought Bishop Canevin had the momentum that they needed to really take control in this game, they get inside the red zone again, and they turn it over again. And now OLSH has the ball on their own 7-yard line, trying to take it the other way.
First play from scrimmage for the Chargers. Joe Siebes back in a quarterback, overthrows his intended receiver. That was Cedric Gray on the play. 9:25 as the clock stops here in the third. 21-0 here from University Boulevard. Champ Sports Network. And I wanted to give you an update on the other game on the network currently. The power of Alan and I were talking about the power of refreshing. Still 17-0 in the fourth quarter right now. Handoff right side. It's 21, Matt Shineri, the 5'9 sophomore. And, boy, I mean, you look at this backfield of the Chargers, Josh. You have Shineri, who's a sophomore, and Truskowski, who's a junior. And, again, we've been talking Gamsick, also a sophomore. A lot of the contributors on this Charger team are underclassmen and are going to be around for the next 2 or 3 years.
And that's good news for OLSH, because to have a game like this, you always talk about how you want to do well for your seniors, but games like this for your underclassmen, it's also just as encouraging because it builds confidence for what you're going to see next season. So this is always a good progression for them.
Barking out the signal. Siebes, play action, will dump off a pass right in the middle of the line as Truskowski makes the catch across the 20-yard line. There is a flag down, and the official pointing on the Chargers side of this. So it looks like this is going to get marched back.
And that would have been the first down, too, is a 17-yard pass up the middle to Truskowski.
An eligible receiver downfield is the penalty. And that's kind of it. It was almost a middle screen set up for the Chargers to Truskowski, and sometimes the big fellas start wandering. They're like cow without a fence and just just start headed downfield.
Very nicely drawn up play, but on the ineligible receiver downfield penalty, that really sets them back. I think that's that was half the distance to the goal. So what could have been a good first down pickup for them now becomes a 3rd and long.
3rd down and 12. And they'll go delayed handoff, giving it off to Truskowski. And, boy, he was a block away from breaking free, but sliding down and making a big tackle there was Nate Janosko, a senior, coming up to make a big stop for BC. And it will be 4th down and about 4 for the Chargers, and it will be the punt unit out for OLSH. And this is the first time we're seeing the punt unit OLSH tonight.
And give Canevin credit. I mean, if they wanted to try to overcome the mistake that they made to fumble inside the red zone, they needed to keep OLSH from trying to progress the ball forward, so they get a 3 and out, and it forces a punt.
Joe Siebes, Mr. Do-It-All, he's the punter for the Chargers and gets his leg into this one, but not the greatest punt in the world, as it's going to be tapped down by Cedric Gray at the 43-yard line of OLSH. So it will be the Crusader offense who has had good. I don't know if they've started a drive behind the 25 tonight. You guys would know more than I would, but they've had great field position. They've been more, plus 30, plus 35, and here they get it on the plus 43.
Yeah, let's not be confused. Bishop Canevin trailing by 21 is not because of lack of opportunity or lack of good positioning.
Kozlowski from the pistol formation. Delayed handoff. They give it off to Libro. Austin Libro plunges inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line before being met by a host of that purple jerseys with those Vegas gold helmets of Our Lady of Sacred Heart. It's a 4-yard pickup for Libro. Second down at 6 upcoming from the 40.
And this is a good opportunity for Bishop Canevin to just slow down and just really focus on doing what they've done to start this game.
Delayed handoff getting slung around and stacked up at the line of scrimmage. This time it was back to Ahmad Bridget. Maybe a yard. According to the officials, they give him a yard.
But give him a yard.
Nope, back to the 40. No game. These officials have kind of spotted the ball anywhere they decide to. It hasn't been a group effort tonight.
Yeah, it's been a little bit misleading because you have one official that's spotting it in one place, another official that's spotting it in another place, so it's kind of hard to keep track.
Third down at 7 from the 40-yard line. We'll make do. Kozlowski back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Gets the pass off as he completes the pass out to Ahmad Bridget, and Bridget will pick up a Bishop Canevin first down inside the 30-yard line down to the 28. And there, Canevin almost taking a page out of the Charger playbook, converting a big third down and long.
That was a good play call by Bishop Canevin because one thing OLSH has been able to do is to get penetration inside the backfield of Bishop Canevin. So you got a third down and about 7 yards, third down and marginally long. What do you want to do? Keep the pass rush off your back, slow them down with the screen, get behind them for a big game.
Kozlowski will stop and hand it off once again to Bridget. He'll fight forward in the heart of the line. On the stop for the Chargers was Dante Trumbetta. And picking up 3 yards on the first down carry. Second down at 7 coming up at the ball marked at the 29-yard line or 24-yard line. Second down at 7. Quickly back to the line for BC. Coming up on 5 minutes to play. Third quarter action. 21-0 Chargers. Kozlowski throwing the slant route. It is completed, and the receiver makes one man miss, sliding down to avoid another. That's Sean Fitzgerald, the receiver, making the catch and moving inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Going to be about a yard short of the first down marker, so give him 6 on the pass and catch on the slant.
Good play, though, by Fitzgerald. The ball by Kozlowski coming out a little bit slow, but Fitzgerald adjusts, makes the catch, gets himself down, doesn't get hit to lose the ball, gets a big game.
Kozlowski turns around and hands it off once again to Bridget. Bridget gets up to the 25-yard line. That's going to be good enough for BC first down and another third down conversion. That has been the story tonight on both sides of the ball. Canevin picking up another fresh set of downs, and they'll get it first and 10 at the 15-yard line of the Chargers, under 5 minutes to play. Third quarter.
You're in the red zone again if you're Canevin. This time, hold on to the ball. That's your number one priority right now.
That's a great bunch of advice there from Mr. Taylor.
I'm here to help.
This time they're going to give it off to Hanson Woodson. He gets a carry. He's had only 3 of them this evening, but Woodson moves forward and is a little bit slow to get up on that one.
They can give him 3 yards on that play.
They will give him 3. Give him to the 12-yard line. Second down at 7 upcoming. We're under 3:50, and the clock is stopped. I think they wanted to wait maybe an injured player, a little bit slow to get to the sideline there for Canevin. That was Woodson who carried the ball there. Second down 7 from the 12-yard line. Kozlowski. Play action. Will step up and throw to the far corner of the end zone. It is caught for the Bishop Canevin touchdown on the far side. Hauling in the pass for the Crusaders was 21. In blue and white, Sean Fitzgerald, the sophomore, makes the catch, and the Crusaders are on the board.
This is the kind of drive that Canevin needed just to get themselves back into position and really just kind of take some of the pressure off of them. You're down by 21. You got a turnover that you couldn't take advantage of because you gave it right back to them. This time you force them to punt. You get good field position. You move down the field, pretty well, I might add. They picked up yardage on each snap. They moved forward at least, which is good. And with about 3:28 to go in the third quarter, you're only down by 2 possessions now, but now the pressure's on. You got to get another stop here and take advantage.
Ryan Durbin's extra point. It's through the pipes. It's good. And actually, that went over the scoreboard and might have hit University Boulevard. My goodness.
Well done.
What a stick.
Well done, Ryan Durbin. Well done.
3:28 to play, 21-7 our score. It's high school football on the Champ Sports Network. And it's right here from the Joe with Josh Taylor. He's back. I think that's been under-announced, by the way.
You know what? It's weird because it's been a little bit more than 2 months since I made the trek back from Arkansas. And I said when I first decided to move back home, I was telling my family the best thing I can hope for is that when I get back, it will be like I never left. And it's been that kind of a transition. It's been that easy and that seamless. And getting an opportunity to get a full-time position at Trib Live Radio, those guys have just been fantastic to me. I worked with them part-time before I left for Arkansas. So to come back and be amongst old friends, that feels like I never left. Being around my family, it feels like I never left. And being back here at the Joe calling in the high school football game on the Champ Sports Network, once again, it feels like I never left.
Great to have you back. Great to have you back, Josh. It's been a long time. I think the last time you and I called a game was at Penn State in the baseball state championships.
That was a fun day. I remember. We saw some really good baseball.
We did see some good, a little late, but we did see baseball.
We were late indeed.
Up off the bounce. This is Gamsick on the return for the Chargers. He's going to stop and lower his shoulder across the 20 up to the 24-yard line. Nick Gamsick, the younger brother of Chris Gamsick, currently attending the University of Football, but not for football. And the other reason why I'm saying that is because last year I said it, and Chris heard it and called me out for it. So I'm going to give him another one.
Do I want to know the story behind this, or is this for another time?
Chris did play football for the Chargers. He's doing big things. He's assisting Jamie Dixon in the Pitt basketball team, by the way.
It's a good job to have for right now if you're you're in that position as a young guy.
This is going to be a handoff to the left side. It is 21 in purple and gold Machineri.
And he did not move forward. He got pushed backward. It's a 4-yard loss. Good penetration by Canevin. That entire weak side of the formation came in, and they were waiting on Shineri when he got there. Big play on first down.
That was White and Trusky on the stop there on that last stop. Second down, 14 after the loss of 4 yards. We're under 3 minutes to play here in the third. 21-7. This one maybe. Who knows if Canevin could get a stop here, make things really interesting for the rest of this ride.
They really need it right now.
Chargers spreading things out. Go 4 wide. Seems back to pass. Has some time. Pocket collapses. Going to get the ball off. It's thrown behind his receiver. Incomplete. That was Gamsick, the intended receiver. Great coverage. Hanson Woodson, who remember came out after his quick hitter on the last drive for Bishop Canevin. He's back in the game, and he was able to apply some good coverage there on Gamsick, but also a poorly thrown ball that was behind Gamsick. He was just trying to almost play defensive back on that one.
And the thing that forced that bad throw was really good pressure by Canevin's offensive line. They got a guy behind the line and forced Siebes to roll out to his right to get out of the pocket and make him uncomfortable to force a bad throw.
Third down, 14, 4 wide. Sidecar to the left of Siebes. He goes back to pass. Looking near side. Pump fake. Able to avoid one. Gets a big block from Hall, and he is fighting his way forward. He's going to get to the 30-yard line, and really hard-earned. Give him, 8 yards up to the 30-yard line. He's still going to be short of the first down. And it will be 4th down and 6 after the pickup of 8 coming up on 2 minutes to play in the third. That was a hard-earned 8 yards, though.
That was a hard-earned 8 yards, but give Joey Siebes credit because he saw the blitz coming from Canevin. OLSH didn't really do a great job of picking it up, so Siebes makes the right decision, gets himself out of danger, and almost picked up the first down single-handedly with his feet. However, all the same, good job by Canevin to keep him short of the sticks and force another punt.
And a timeout being yelled for, and Canevin gets granted the timeout. And I don't know if they didn't have the right personnel or enough numbers there, I'm counting, seems like 11 were on the field. There was some kind of miscommunication because if you're Canevin down by 14 with just 1:37 to go here in the third, you don't want to waste that first time out this early, especially when OLSH is about to give you the ball.
Hopefully they saw something that they didn't like, and maybe it was a look or something that they weren't trying to do properly. And sometimes when you do make those preemptive timeout calls, it's to prevent something bad from happening. So maybe it's something that prevents them from not having to need that timeout because it doesn't either, A, result in a first down for OLSH, or B, maybe even result in points for OLSH or a possible mistake down the road.
Mr. Optimistic there.
I like to think of myself as
I'm not used to that.
I'm an effective thinker.
You have to understand, I'm used to Mike Osney. He's plays devil's advocate.
Mike has an interesting view on the world.
That's for sure. Oh, boy. This one fielded from the 40-yard line, got a wall in front of him, and then steps out of bounds on the return for Bishop Canevin. Amon Bridget, the junior, putting another drive, Josh, that's going to start on the Chargers side of the 50-yard line for Bishop Canevin. They are now 1 of 4 when that happens.
And this is a 17-yard punt, so that's good for Bridget to get himself on the plus side of the field, because now if you're Canevin, you got another opportunity on the plus side of the field to get points, especially when you've already had 2 drives stall out because of turnovers. But you had your last one. It was a scoring drive that ended up in points. So keep it moving that way. Build on this. Get yourself to within a possession if you can.
Brzlowski from the pistol will hand it off right side to Bridget. He'll go off right tackle and get stacked up after about a gain of 4 yards right at the 40-yard line. Host of purple and gold in that, Cedric Gray. Also on the start, Jeremy Torello, Andrew Aubrey. They're all there.
And if you're Bishop Canevin, you have to be encouraged by this, because each time they've gotten the ball in the second half, especially these last couple drives, they haven't had any negative plays. They've only had one play that was really a play that had no gain. But they're not moving backward. They're still moving forward, which is something they struggled with in the first half. So just keep getting yardage, keep moving it forward, keep moving the chains.
Quarterback keeper on the option. Brzlowski plunging forward, and he is abruptly met by big 75 Connor Riley, a 6'2", 280-pound senior, introduces himself to Brzlowski.
That is a rather large man. That's all I will say.
It's not a boy anymore. That's a man.
That's a grown man body. College football coaches refer to bodies like that as grown man bodies.
280, 6'2".
My God.
3rd down and 4 from the 37, coming up on 10 seconds to play, third quarter. Brzlowski from the gun. Back to pass, throwing. Pass is intercepted, picked off. It seems going down the far sideline. No one's going to. Maybe can he go all the way? Seems to the end zone, stretching. He's in. Touchdown, Joey Seems going the distance down the far sideline. He jumped the route, and he took it in for the steal and score.
You got to be kidding me. What a play by Joey Seems. And just when you thought Canevin was going to convert a 3rd down and turn it into a big 1st down, if I'm not mistaken, that looked like about a 68-yard return.
Yes, 68 yards on the dot.
68-yard return for Seems. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just if you're Our Lady of the Sacred Heart, you have to be just
elated at this point.
And if you're one of the parents, go play the lottery right now, because luck is on your side. Seriously, go grab a number, go play a number, go put some money on the stock market, because right now the needle is on your side. This is insane.
And Seems runs 68 yards. He was running to the sideline. They say, no, wait, you got to hold the extra point, which is through the poles, put in through Christian Murray. 12 minutes. Well, that actually was the final play of the third quarter. So we do have 12 minutes to play in regulation. It is 28-7. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart leads Bishop Canevin tonight from Joe Walton Stadium. When we come back, the 4th and final chapter of this one from Moon Township. Stick with us. It's high school football right here on the Champ Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Charlie Batch from the Best of the Batch Foundation. Follow your favorite WPIAL team anywhere you go this season. The Champ Sports Network mobile app. from iPhone or Android, powered by Sport Engine. Just research Sport NGIN on your app store and get access to scores, standing, and stats. Even upload pictures and videos. Sports Engine app from Champ Sports Network. Champions play here.
It's a network of champions back here on the network. 28-7. Welcome back alongside Josh Taylor, Matt Fargo here with you. Joey Siebes, 68 yards to the house. Count it, 28-7 our score. Back to Canevin as the Chargers give this one away, and they move it across the 30 up to the 31-yard line is where Canevin will have this football. First down at 10 from Joe Walton Stadium. And thanks to the gentlemen that were joining us in the booth there for a little bit. Phil Lander, Noah Shaheen. What is that other one? Chris Rita. Chris, okay. First down at 10. You had your shout-outs, too.
Well, hey, I mean, they left after their shout-outs, so they must not have been too happy with it. Maybe they didn't come early enough.
Touche. First down at 10 for Canevin. Kozlowski back to pass. Going to throw across the middle. Got his receiver. It's Fitzgerald. And Fitzgerald's going. He got the 30, the 25, 20, 15, 10, and out of bounds around the 5-yard line. How about Fitzgerald with a burst of speed? And Canevin says, hey, hold the phone here. We're not going away this easy.
Well, if you're going to respond, a 66-yard pass isn't a bad way to do it. Good job there by Kozlowski. And he had Fitzgerald wide open over the middle. Really good job by him to identify the open man. Fitzgerald catching it and going. Speed plus space equals a yak. That's one of my favorite formulas on offense. Fitzgerald had both. It puts him in the first and goal.
Kozlowski from the shotgun, back to pass. Looking, pressure's coming. He avoids it, will throw into the end zone. One-handed catch for the Canevin touchdown. What a grab. Dom Palmasina making the catch on a one-handed grab on the near side, and what a grab. Send it to Sports Center. That is a Canevin touchdown for the ages.
Hold the phone. Bishop Canevin's not finished yet. This is a way you respond after you see the team possibly have the game in their hands on a pick six from the plus side of the field. They come back with a 2-yard drive that covers 70 yards. And right now they're within 2 scores of this game. It ain't over yet.
How about 64-yard pass and then a 6-yard pass to encompass those 70 yards? 20 seconds ticked off the fourth quarter clock for Bishop Canevin to put this one back within 14, 28-14. And right now, it's just almost like a television program looking to our left and watching Bishop Canevin's coaches. It's like watching a really good reality show where you don't know what's happening. They've thrown their headsets against the glass. They've been celebrating over there. They don't know what's going on right now.
And I'm sure they're not too thrilled about you just describing it in real time off to their right side of the booth here. I'm sure they're really excited about
I'm glad these are soundproof.
Oh, thank God. I hope they are for their sake and for yours. They may not be too glad about what we're saying right now.
Well, it's 28-14 with 11:33 to play in regulation. And, this is just one of those games where the Chargers have been able to pull away a couple of times, and they've taken their opportunities. They really haven't handed Canevin opportunities. And now here in the second half, Bishop Canevin's just kind of taken their own opportunities, and that 2-play drive being a perfect example of that.
One of the things I remember most from my younger days, a decade and a half ago from when I played baseball, I had a high school baseball coach that always told us the team that makes the least mistakes is usually the one that wins the game, and it's in any sport. And we've seen it tonight that the majority of the mistakes made in the first half were made by Bishop Canevin. The majority of the mistakes in the second half, it's been a little bit even actually on either side. Both teams have actually turned the ball over here, but to see the type of plays that were made by both teams, I mean, Canevin recovers a fumble and then OLSH recovers a fumble, but then OLSH intercepts a pass, turns that into 6 points, but then a big pass play for Canevin and another fantastic play after that on the goal line to turn into 6 points. So both teams are executing now, and now this game gets a lot more interesting.
By the way, the Chargers average coming into tonight just 14.7 points per game. Of course, they've doubled that here tonight. They average giving up 34 a game, and they've also done very well there. And here's the return for the Chargers. Coming up here on the near side, getting slung down, tossed down, and then coughed up the ball. He was definitely down. Yeah, no question there. The officials, Johnny on the spot to make that call on the return. That was Cam LeCarry on the return for the Chargers, and he's up to the 25-yard line. The Chargers get the football there. And the way this is, offense for Bishop Canevin's been operating, I don't think quickly is the way to score here, and it needs to be slow and methodical.
And they've done that before. They put together a 12-play, 75-yard drive in their first drive of the game. So it's not like the kind of offense that we've seen from OLSH where they're trying to move the ball methodically down the field. It's not like it's not possible. And they've also been very balanced also.
First down at 10 from the 25-yard line for the Chargers. And they give it off the left side. It is lowering his shoulder. That's Trzaskowski. And he is just your Western Pennsylvania back. He's built like it. He plays like it. Lowering his shoulder. DeMarzo making the stop for Canevin. But Trzaskowski able to pick up the 30-yard line, a 5. No, they moved the sticks back and give him a 3-yard pickup, second down at 7.
Actually, they moved it forward to the 28. They're giving him an 8-yard gain. I'm sorry, a 3-yard gain. I thought they started from 20. That's my mistake. But Trzaskowski going off the left side there, those are tough yards. Those are those yards that you have to earn, and he earned all 3 of them.
Second down at 7 after the 3-yard pickup, 28-yard line where the ball is spotted, and handoff right off left tackle this time. It is 21 in purple and gold. Matt Shineri getting the call, and Shineri picking up across the 31 to the 32-yard line. And a 3rd down and 3 upcoming here for the purple and gold.
Good run there by Shineri. OLSH not trying to do it all at one time, just get it in chunks. 3-yard run on first down, 4-yard run on second down. They're keeping it, relatively simple. They're just trying to get yardage the best way they can. And they've been doing this all game, so it's not like it's anything different from script, and they've been converting on 3rd down. But let's see what they do here.
3rd down 3 from the 32. This is Billy DePaul in a quarterback. He'll pitch it right to Trzaskowski, and he broke 3 different tackles and was able to pick up an OLSH Charger first down to the 40-yard line. What a run. When he gets to the line and got to the corner, it looked like he was dead from the get-go, and he was able to pick up the 3 and more.
And when Billy DePaul made that option pitch, I was actually about to say, man, this looks like this is going to be stopped in the backfield. But Trzaskowski, he just kept going. I mean, there's bodies just flying into him, and they're bouncing right off. And 8 yards later, more bodies have bounced off. He's got 8 yards in the first down for OLSH. They moved the chains.
First down at 10 from the 40-yard line for the Chargers. It's DePaul on that quarterback draw play, and this time, the last time DePaul took that, he took it all the way to the end zone, 55 yards, but this time just 2 yards on the pickup up to the 42-yard line before Bishop Canevin says, hey, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. 55 making the stop. That's Jake Reddy.
And for Bishop Canevin, you want to be able to just don't let anything behind you. Keep them in front of you. Just try to contain in front of you. Every guy, all 11 guys doing their job, trying to keep every purple jersey they can in front of them and keeping the ball from moving forward.
2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line. They hand it off to Trzaskowski, and he's chased down in the backfield. On the stop
That's Aaron Alke again.
Yeah, Alke.
And he's made a couple plays like that in the backfield. He's actually done a pretty good job off that weak side defensive end position. And this time he gets himself into the backfield, stops Trzaskowski for a 1-yard loss, and now OLSH has got a 3rd and long. And this is a really big opportunity for Canevin to try to stop the Chargers here, maybe get the ball back, and try to get themselves even closer in a striking distance.
Clock winds, though, at 9:15. Big 3rd down play here. 3rd down and 9 from the 41-yard line for the Chargers. They have a 14-point advantage with about 9 minutes to play in regulation. DePaul will operate from the gun. Back to pass. will stop and throw near side. Hall makes the catch. He's going to have to elude 2 defenders. He eluded one and could not elude the second as Giovanni DiMarzo making the stop for Bishop Canevin. And they only get 1 yard on the pass and catch. It will be 4th down. And Canevin, when they needed to most, hold the Chargers and force them to bring out the special teams unit.
It was a good effort. I really do give Eric Hall credit. He caught a pass. He really did try to advance it as far as he could. He just could not seem to move it forward. And it's only a 1 yard pickup. But in the same token, OLSH took a lot of time off the clock. But now Canevin's got to turn it into points if they want to try to get this ball from the other end.
This is Siebes' punt. A lot better this time. They're going to take a Charger roll. And, is it going to take a Charger roll? And it's picked up at the 5-yard line and thrown back. That was Cedric Gray throwing back DiMarzo all the way back inside the 5-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 3 or 4. Unbelievable. Just a lucky bounce for Joey Siebes on the punt. But then not really a heads-up play there by DiMarzo to pick that ball up and possibly risk turning the ball over there. But nevertheless, Bishop Canevin's going to have to go the length of the football field if they want to make this a 1-score game.
Well, I've been saying it since the half started or throughout the second half. Right now, OLSH just has everything going their way. They're getting all the bounces, literally and figuratively.
Shotgun and trips to the far side left. Is rolling out to the left side. Going to stop. Pressure's coming. Avoids it and was able to dump off the pass to the far side and completing it out to Giovanni DiMarzo. Again, coming up to make a catch, and DiMarzo will be able to pick up a Bishop Canevin first down. They get 12 yards and get some breathing room out of that one, and that didn't look good from the start, almost to safety there.
Well, Roloski made a good play rolling off to his left. Found the guy in the middle of the defense there in DiMarzo. DiMarzo catches this pass near the boundary, but here's the more important thing. He gets near the sideline, does a little dance with his feet, picks up a couple extra yards. That could have been one of those plays where it was second and short. Does a little dance with his feet, gets a next couple extra yards, and he gets the first down, and they move the chains.
Roloski lining up the troops from this. It's taking some time now. Taking a while in the huddle. Clock is stopped with 8:06 left to play in regulation. 28-14 our score. First down at 10 from the 17-yard line. They go 4 wide, 2 out to each side. Ball sits on the far side hash. Roloski, long count, stopping, has time this time. Looking near side, throwing that way, and completing his pass. Sean Fitzgerald. Go up and get the football, young man. He comes down with it at the 35-yard line. That is once again good enough for Bishop Canevin first down, and the air attack is working for the Crusaders now. That was 18 yards on the pass and catch.
Now, if you remember earlier in the game, we saw that same pass on the plus side of the field for Bishop Canevin that picked up first down then too.
Draw play, ball popped loose, and Canevin was able to fall on the football right at the 40-yard line. So even that they fumbled the football, it was big 73. Alex Simpson, a 6-foot sophomore, alert to the football, jumping on the pigskin, second down and 6.
Lucky break there for Bishop Canevin.
Quickly back to the line. Roloski throwing, completes his pass. Another first down into Charger territory. Across the midfield stripe. This time it's Austin Scott hauling in another pass. I believe that's his 5th of the game.
I think you're right there.
Scott has been all over the field for the Crusaders, and it's a first down at 10 now.
More hurry-up offense.
They bring it right back to the line. Roloski trying to throw that one out to DiMarzo, and Hall was a little bit touchy-feely with DiMarzo, and it might have drawn the flag.
Canevin's starting to get themselves into a rhythm, too, with that hurry-up offense. So if this is a penalty on OLSH and it moves forward for Canevin, this is going to give them momentum. It's going to keep the rhythm going, and now they've got another opportunity to move forward and further down deep into OLSH territory, and the officials trying to figure out where they're marking this from.
There we go.
Pass interference on OLSH is the call.
Yeah, that was on Eric Hall. Final score from the Central Catholic game, 45-0. Central rolls. They are now 7-0. They'll go into the matchup with Pine Richland undefeated.
We're not surprised at this, are we?
Not at all. No.
Just checking.
But by the way, Seneca goes to 1-6.
Didn't see that coming.
Handoff left side. They give it off to Libro, and he is stacked up right at the original line of scrimmage. Hall in on the stop, along with 60 in purple and gold. That was Jeremy Trello, a junior. No gain of the play, 2nd and 10.
OLSH has not made it easy for this Bishop Canevin running game. There are some plays that have gotten in the backfield, and they've had some great penetration all night long.
2nd down and 10. Orlowski back to pass. Pressure coming. Pocket collapsing. Rolling out here to the near side. Going to throw it and too tall and out of bounds, and then a flag comes in. I think Orlowski was could have been over the line of scrimmage when he threw that football.
Could be an illegal forward pass.
Yeah.
He was. He threw it from the 30.
Yep.
The line of scrimmage is the 32. So this is an illegal forward pass.
Yep.
It's going to be a loss of down.
Lost it down and move him back. Yep, illegal forward pass is the call. Officials all over that, by the way.
That's a 5-yard. That's a 5-yard penalty and loss of down.
Right.
Well, 5 yards from the spot of the foul and a loss of down. So it ends up being an effective net of 3 yards.
So 3rd down and 13 now with the penalty.
Another mistake. This might come back to haunt Canevin if they can't figure this out. The mistakes have haunted them all night.
From the 35-yard line, shotgun for Orlowski. Rolling out here to the near side. Going to let it fly down to the far sideline, waiting for the football, bobbling it, and he made the catch, and he's down to the 1-yard line. That's 15 again. Austin Scott making a big-time play in a big-time moment. It's a 1st and goal for Bishop Canevin.
And give Orlowski credit here. He dropped back to pass. He surveyed the field, and he saw he had Austin Scott one-on-one down that left third, and all he did was haul it up, let the big guy go get it. He did it a couple times already in this game. They do it again. They got a 1st and goal.
34 yards on the pass and catch, and it's a 1st down and goal and an official timeout here. And I believe there's someone injured as Lauren Gervin, the athletic trainer for the OLSH Chargers, runs out onto the field, and we don't like when the athletic trainers get shout-outs, but deserving them nonetheless.
And the athletic trainer does not have an easy job. I mean, you're talking to maybe a 2-man staff, a 3-man staff at best if you're well-staffed enough, trying to deal with sometimes a roster that can be anywhere between 50 to 60 for smaller schools and 80 to 90 kids for bigger schools. That's a lot of bodies that they have to try to give their best attention to make sure that these kids are healthy and ready to play every week.
That's Nick Gamsick, the injured Charger, down in the end zone right now, and we have the official timeout for that as Lauren tending to Nick in the end zone currently. And, yeah, you mentioned the numbers, and, sometimes because football is a contact sport, it's required to have an athletic trainer, but Lauren does all the sports at OLSH, boys and girls soccer, baseball, football, men's volleyball, girls volleyball. I mean, it's a full-time job, and you don't have much of a life once school year starts.
It's a lot of tape and pre-wrap that you're going through, a lot of ice bags and buckets, and just a lot of work, a lot of hours put in, and you have to be dedicated, and you have to love that kind of job to do that on an everyday basis and to work with so many kids on a day in and day out basis.
Montour graduate, by the way. That's we do our homework on everybody.
Shout out to the Spartans.
Handoff on 1st down and goal as we resume play, and the Chargers slam the door shut, say, we're not going to let you back in this easy. Chargers able to slam the door. That went to Libro. It'll be 2nd down and goal. We're under now 6 minutes to play in regulation.
No gain on that play.
Orlowski from the pistol formation. Will hand it off, and walking into the end zone, Ahmad Bridget, untouched from 1 yard away for the Canevin touchdown. And with 5:45 to play in regulation, we have ourselves a 1-score football game as Bishop Canevin has battled all the way back, and they're an extra point away from making this a 7-point game.
Excellent drive here for Bishop Canevin. It wasn't necessarily easy for them, and they had a lot of things that went against them. They had to play negatively that was on an illegal forward pass. They had to convert a 3rd and 13. They drop a bomb down the left side of the field, puts them inside the red zone, and they're able to convert that into 7 points with the made extra point here.
Which is good. 5:45, and boy, This is probably coming up to be the last high school football game of Friday night. So if you're just hopping on, this has been a great one. And I think these final 5 minutes and 45 seconds or more, if we should need it, is going to be great.
This one started at 8 o'clock. It was prime time in every sense of the word. And in the first half, it didn't appear to be that way, but now it's living up to the billing as a primetime matchup. And these two teams on paper, you wouldn't think this game would be interesting. But, Matt, you said it yourself that this was shaping up for a good matchup between these two teams. And it didn't look that way for about the first 39 minutes of the game. But things have really swung back in the other direction. With 5:45 to go in the fourth quarter, we've got a one-score game. And right now, anything can happen.
How about that? 96-yard drive by Bishop Canevin, taking just 10 plays to go 96 yards, and it was pretty efficient on the clock as well, 2 minutes and 47 seconds, so it didn't eat too much of that fourth quarter clock, and that's important when Canevin needs to give the ball back to the Chargers, need to force another stop, and the Chargers, there's still too much time on the clock to just run this clock out, keeping in mind Bishop Canevin still has their 2 timeouts to play with as well.
It's good to get a stop. You'd like to have a 3 and out. Granted, Canevin will take a stop any way they can. I mean, even if they'll have a couple minutes to work with, they got that no-huddle offense. It's been working for them. It worked on this last drive. But, hey, if you're them, you want a 3 and out to try to get the ball back.
Boot this one away. Chargers get the ball back, and Gray's going to have to go fetch. Oh, this is going to be a big Christmas gift come early once again for the Chargers, as this one, a legal procedure, kick goes out of bounds. Chargers are going to get this football in fantastic field position as they will set it up at the 35.
And that's actually not that's a really, really bad place to start if you're Bishop Canevin, because now, granted, you don't really have to look at it from terms of where you start, but for OLSH, right now is holding on to the football. So field position in this particular instance isn't necessarily as big of a factor. It's more moot because it's still on the OLSH side of the field. And right now, driving to score is not as big of a priority as holding on to the ball and maybe draining the clock.
First down 10 from the 35-yard line. They hand it off right side. Great push by the Chargers, getting 3 yards on the first down carry. And I think there might be another injured Charger down on that one. It was the ball carrier. That was Matt Saneri getting the call and picking up 3 yards, but it seems like he's going to need Lauren to come out and tend to him.
So another timeout here by the officials as they tend to Shineri here, and this is for OLSH. I mean, obviously you don't want to keep losing players here and there, but at the same time, I mean, it also gives the rest of your team a breather because Bishop Canevin's offense moved down the field pretty quickly. I mean, they covered 96 yards, but like you mentioned, they did it in a little bit less than 3 minutes, so they did it pretty efficiently as far as time is concerned. So you have some guys on the field that are playing both ways, and they probably do need a breather. So while this injury for Shineri is not good as far as the depth and the roster for OLSH are concerned, the guys that are left, at least they get a chance to breathe, regroup, get themselves refocused again, and keep themselves really locked in on the task at hand, and that's continuing to move the football, trying to keep the clock in their favor, keep the ball in their possession. Scoring would be, the ideal, obviously, to put it out of reach, but for right now, you want to just hold on to the ball and make sure you have more than the other team when it hits all zeros.
Shineri is walking under his own power to the sideline. And we also should report that Gamstick is back in the lineup. He is lining up in the slot right now for the Chargers, 2nd down and 7 as play resumes.
Interesting set for OLSH here. 4 wideouts.
And a sidecar to the right as Siebes will turn around and hand it off. Truskowski picks up the 40 and up to the 43-yard line on 2nd down and 7. Make it a 3rd down and a big one at that, coming up on the 5-minute mark. And about 3rd and a long 2.
And that was a good play there by Truskowski. Nothing, really elaborate. They come 4 wide. Probably a look that Canevin didn't see coming when you're trying to run the clock out. But a good play up the middle there to Truskowski. 5 yards, 3rd and short. This is very manageable for OLSH to try to pick up a 1st down and keep it alive.
They'll operate from the shotgun and 4 wide once again, and they give it off to Truskowski, and he was able to tiptoe across one defender, has the first down into Canevin territory, down to around the 41-yard line. That's a Charger first down, and a great job. The big fella.
It's a flag down.
Oh, yeah, there is a hanky down.
Coming back. And OLSH, Truskowski, he is not happy. It's a holding call.
Oh, and there was no need for holding because that was all Truskowski doing the footwork and avoiding that tackler, which would have got him in the backfield. He was able to tiptoe past him and pick up the first down, but the holding call will negate that and make this now not only a third down, but a third down and long. It's going to be 3rd and 9 with 4 minutes and 30 seconds as the clock winds. And I'm sure if you're the Chargers and you don't convert this, you got to be thinking back to shades of week 1 and what happened against Fort Cherry.
And that's a 7-yard penalty, and it moves it back to negated a 6-yard run.
3rd and 9, back to pass. Siebes will stop, hit as he throws the ball. It's completed for the Charger first down at the 45-yard line of Bishop Canevin. Hauling in the pass on the far sideline was Eric Hall, and he is down right now. On that far sideline, Hall makes a huge catch that will give the Chargers a fresh set of downs, but now the attention turns to an injured Eric Hall on the far sideline.
Great play there by Eric Hall to make that catch, and this was on a 3rd down and a long play where it seemed like Canevin had OLSH right where they wanted him, got him on a holding call that would have gotten them a first down, so now pushes them to a 3rd and long. They have to drive that. They have to try to come up with the big play here. OLSH goes with the passing play, taking it to the right boundary, and they pick up what? That looks like 22 yards.
20 yards.
20-yard pickup in the first down. So great job there by OLSH to convert a first down. Great individual effort by Eric Hall, even though he's down on the ground here. Hopefully he's okay. But great individual effort to get his team a first down. And this is one of those plays that you could look back at the end of the game and say it might have been what kept it alive and maybe sealed this win for OLSH if they can keep possession of the football. This is something to look back at Eric Hall's effort and say Eric Hall did a really good job of helping us stay in this game, and it's a good sign to see him walking off on his own power. It looks like he's going to be okay. So that's really great news for Charger fans.
Yeah, it looks like something with the right side of his lower torso area is what he's been grabbing onto. And I'm not a doctor, nor do I claim to be one on the radio, but maybe we should talk to our resident nurse at the Champ Sports Network.
You mean you don't play a doctor on TV?
I do not play a doctor on TV. First down and 10 for the Chargers at the 44-yard line. Siebes will line up in that shotgun formation. Truskowski, his sidecar to the right, 4 wide. And Truskowski gets the call on the draw play. He has a first down for the Chargers. And that will encompass 13 yards and a OLSH Charger first down. And I think Canevin playing almost back on their heels, thinking pass. The Chargers run the draw play and pick up 13.
And this isn't any different from what we've seen from OLSH in this drive before. They've gone 4 wide for probably less 4 or 5 plays. This time around, it's another draw play. Truskowski got 5 yards the first time. This time he gets 12, and it's another first down for OLSH as they try to keep the ball away from Canevin.
0-6 OLSH leading 2-4 Bishop Canevin by 7. With 3:32 to play, they hand it off left side, and Canevin tracks them down to the backfield for a loss of 3 on the play. That was Truskowski again on the carry, and this time getting brought down by 65. Colton Kasi, a sophomore, with a big stop. And I believe Bishop Canevin's going to call their second of 3 timeouts with 3:27 to play in regulation, hoping that loss of yards will hope that the drive will end after the next 2 plays for the Chargers.
If you looked at the pre-snap movement on this play, Canevin had 2 or 3 guys coming from the backfield, the defensive backfield, up to the offensive line. They were definitely playing run the entire time before the snap even came through. They got in their gaps. Everybody held their position. Truskowski goes off to the left side. He had 2 guys waiting on him, and they make the stop there for the loss.
So after this timeout, and those of you, I mean, this is big for this conference, Black Hills Conference, Josh. You talk about Chartiers Houston, who is sitting right now in the postseason. This is a big game for them because if Canevin falls, they have a lot better chances as far as securing a playoff spot a lot sooner than week 9.
Having a playoff spot early is never a bad thing, and there's a flag on the play. Looks like Bishop Canevin. They're going to call false start on OLSH. So they're going to lose more yardage here. So they're going to lose 5. It becomes a 2nd and 18 now, and this is not what you want for OLSH right now. You're in a position where you can try to salt this game away just by moving the football, and for the second time, a penalty moves them backward when all they're trying to do is move forward with the football, and it's making it harder.
Now it's going to be 2nd down and 18 from the 40-yard line. And they give it off to Truskowski, keeping it on the ground and keeping that clock moving. And right now the clock is becoming the Chargers' best friend as Bishop Canevin calls their final timeout. But it's going to be 3rd down, and they're sure is not going to be able to run out 3 minutes and 21 seconds. They're going to have to try to get this 1st down. But good news is for the Chargers, if you look based on history, they've been very good on 3rd down and longs tonight.
3rd down is what's really keeping them alive in this particular drive right now. They converted a 3rd and 9 before. It was Siebes, that 20-yard pass to Eric Hall down the right sideline. If they can pull that off again, right now they're looking at a 3rd down and probably a 3rd and 14, if I'm not mistaken. So 3rd and 14 from the Canevin 36-yard line. So now it's really important that it's important to not only try to progress the ball forward, but if you have nothing there, either throw it away, eat a sack, whatever you do. Don't allow yourself to give the ball to Canevin, because if they get a chance to take it the other way, it could be the thing that ties this game. We've already seen a pick 6 go in OLSH's favor. The last thing they want to do is allow a fumble for a scoop and score or a pick 6 going for Bishop Canevin's direction,
which would be a favor.
That would be a favor. So technically I was right.
You were.
Technically.
Hey, I'm here for you.
I appreciate that.
3rd down and 15. Siebes back to pass. Going to throw it. Got his receiver. Hall makes the catch. It's a 1st down for the Chargers. Eric Hall's back into this game, and he makes another big-time catch down to the 11-yard line. And the Chargers are set up with a 1st down at 10. And more importantly, the drive continues for the Chargers as this 3rd down cardiac kids keep it up here tonight.
They had a 3rd and long before. They got it to Eric Hall to pick up a big 1st down. They got a 3rd and 15. They throw it to Eric Hall again for another 1st down, and they move the chains, and the clock keeps running.
Yeah, it does, as off the left side, This is Truskowski with one more effort down to the 1-yard line, and the Chargers are trying to put an end to this one and try to pop this one into the end zone with 2:40 to play, and the clock continues to run. Canevin can't do anything about it right now.
I believe that's a 12-yard, that's a 9-yard pickup by Truskowski on 1st down, so it's going to be a 2nd down and 1 on the 2-yard line.
Yes. They mark the ball back at the 2. And if you're the Chargers here, I don't know how fast you want to run this in.
Well, a 14-point lead is never a bad thing with 2 minutes left in the game.
Absolutely. 2:15 to play. Clock continues to run. Chargers taking their time here before the snap. They give it off to Truskowski, and he's tracked down back at the 5-yard line. A huge stop for Bishop Canevin coming up to make the big stop. We've talked about him tonight. Aaron Alke, the 6'1 senior, making a big stop because he knows he's playing right now for a chance at the postseason.
He's been really dominant on that weak side of the formation all night. He's been getting penetration when they need him to, especially on run plays and on pass plays as well. This time, it's like they knew the ball was going to Truskowski, and they were waiting right there for him for the 3-yard loss.
We're down to 1:40 to play in regulation. Chargers by 7. 3rd down and goal, or 3rd down and 4. They could still pick up a 1st down here, which is very, very important if they get it to the 1-yard line. It's a direct snap to Siebes, and he's down to the 1-yard line. I don't think he got in, but he did get the 1st down. So that's going to give them a 1st down and goal from the 1. And if it is a fresh set of downs, I don't know. No, they're saying it's short of the 1st down. Boy, that's a terrible spot.
They only gave him 3 yards. It looked like he went airborne there at the 2. He landed at the 1-yard line, and they're marking it at the 2. That's a bad spot for OLSH.
Wow.
What probably should be the gain to put this game away, is now a 4th and 1. Now, granted, it's still a good opportunity for OLSH because it allows you to run down the clock. But still, I mean, this game could have been put away. You probably take a knee and salt it,
right?
And now you got to convert this 4th down. Odds are, if you convert the 4th down, you probably put yourself in the end zone and salt it away anyway. But all the same, we're probably a play. You know, we should be. This game should be over a play early, is what I'm trying to say. And it just didn't work out that way. A terrible call, in my opinion, by the officials. A very bad spot.
Totally agree with you. I think everybody up here is in agreement with you, as it is 4th down now and 1 from the 2-yard line. The clock after the Chargers take timeout, they took the play clock all the way down to 44 seconds and called timeout. And now the Chargers are going to try to put this one away. As Josh mentioned, it would be really hard to pick up this 1st down and not be in the end zone. It's possible, but it would be hard to. And either way puts this one away. 1st down, touchdown would put this one away. And I don't know if you're Canevin, you got to either lock down here and try to hold them.
Bigger question is, what do you call if you're OLSH? What's your play call here? Looks like a flex bone set.
Siebes will take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers, and that should be your football game. Joey Siebes puts the finishing touches on the Chargers' first victory of the season, a 2-yard run into the end zone for the Charger touchdown.
Well, he probably should have gotten credit for picking it up on 3rd and 4, and he didn't get it then. He said, well, let me do it again this time and actually make sure this time that I actually get what I need to get. He gets the 2 yards, but he also gets the 6 for the Chargers.
Extra point coming from the leg of Christian Murray. Snap, hold, kick. They're all true. 43 seconds to play in regulation, and it's the OLSH Chargers 35 and the Bishop Canevin Crusaders 21. High school football on the Champ Sports Network. If you're tuning into the final game of Friday Night Football across Western Pennsylvania, thanks for tuning in. As this is like the late game where we bring you to those final couple seconds of this one to send it away, and I think they're sending it to commercial right about now as this one's all but decided.
It's like the Pac-12 coverage late on a Saturday night. It's 10:24, and we still got football on a Friday. So I hope if there's any TV crews here, this is one of those ones we're going to be late editing trying to send highlights back.
65-yard drive, 10 plays, and most importantly, it took 4 minutes and 58 seconds off of a fourth quarter clock, and the Chargers did not want to leave any doubt in this one that they wanted to get their first notch in their belt of the 2014 campaign, what they feel is 6 weeks too late.
And you're right. And for the most part, for all intents and purposes, this season's probably over for OLSH.
Yep.
I mean, they're not really playing for anything as far as postseason is concerned. But this is one of those wins that these young guys that you're going to look at, the guys like the Billy DePauls and the Nick Gamsicks are going to look back and say, you know what? Remember that game when we came out and whooped Canevin and gave them a good game all 4 quarters? That's what one of the things we'll build on for next year.
Little squib kick going to be fielded at the 20-yard line. And Canevin's going to try to get some blocks out to the far sideline. This is Fitzgerald on the return as he runs out of bounds. Clock stops with 32 seconds remaining. Bishop Canevin coaches have headed out of the box as they packed it up. And this one, when you said, you don't have a lot of postseason to play for as far as the Chargers, but they also played the Royalville Spoiler tonight and probably ended Canevin's chances at a postseason berth with you keeping in mind they have to play North Catholic next week, and then they go to Brentwood, which is kind of a toss-up game. But really, for the better part, I don't think a 3-win team is going to get you into the postseason in this conference, and I think maybe 4 you might be able to back in depending on who wins and loses. This could ended Canevin's season, or at least a bid for the postseason.
There's nothing wrong with building confidence for OLSH either with the games they have to play the rest of this year. They still have a couple more they have to finish out too. Why not finish out with the winning streak if you can put one together?
We'll set up a screenplay to the far sideline. It is completed to Amon Bridget. This is also a young group. Rozlowski, he's a senior, but both running backs, Bridget and Libro, are both juniors. Saw some good stuff from both of them in the backfield tonight, down to 10 seconds. Slant route. It got intercepted off the tip, and Billy DePaul's going to take it to the barn. Touchdown, Chargers at the buzzer. The Chargers put at insult to injury and take it back. And, boy, if that's the play to just describe the way tonight went, Billy DePaul takes it to the house for the Charger touchdown off the tip. And echoes 32 yards for the Charger touchdown. Billy DePaul.
Unbelievable. Could this game end in any stranger fashion? The way it started, the way this game started for OLSH, the way it's coming about now, and the way it's going to come to an end, this has to be a huge confidence builder. And we were just talking about the guys like Billy DePaul, like Nick Gamsick. They're going to look back at this game and say, hey, remember when Canevin came in trying to fight for a playoff spot and we beat him by 20 on our home field? On homecoming night, actually, it might be 22 because he's still got an extra point here.
Extra point will get through the polls. It's good. So your final score tonight on the buzzer beater, the Chargers add another score, 42-21. The Chargers roll, and they get their first win of the year. And the celebration, it's so meaningful for these kids to get the win, and especially the way that they were able to do it tonight. Just such an exciting fashion. And like you said, homecoming, you got to do it big. And you said it at the top of the broadcast. It's safe to say, Josh, Chargers did it big tonight.
5 interceptions for the OLSH defense. 2 of them by Billy DePaul, 2 of them by Joey Siebes. Siebes takes one to the house. DePaul takes one to the house to close it out. Outstanding effort by the OLSH defense. They contributed 14 points to this game. Just an outstanding effort on both sides of the ball. If you want to count special teams, all 3 phases of the game, OLSH was very, very good tonight. Although Canevin, give him credit, they put together a great effort in the second half. They put together a couple great touchdown drives. Really big pass from Orlowski to Fitzgerald that took up 64 yards. That set up a touchdown. Another pass in the first half that kept it close. They really, or I should say in the fourth quarter, that kept it close. They really did try to give the best effort to keep this game close. But in the end, OLSH wears it down. They get a touchdown late and then the pick 6 to seal it. And the fans, the students are on the field here. This is a celebration for them. And why not? There's even band members out with instruments out on the field. and you know what? It's homecoming weekend. You just pull off your first big win of the season. You do it in grand fashion. Live it up. Have fun. Celebrate it. This is, if nothing else, for a season that's been otherwise forgettable for this team, at least these kids have one night where they can say, hey, for one night we're on top, and we're actually the team leaving with a smile. So good for them.
That is so cool to see. At every level, it doesn't get old. And this is their opportunity. This is how they feel. It's their bowl game almost, an opportunity to really, like you said, this is a perfect chance to build for the next 2 weeks, which, by the way, if you look at the Chargers schedule, they could easily end in a 3-game winning streak. They have 2-2 Brentwood next week, back here at Robert Morris, and then they go to 1-4 Rochester, who they beat last year. And it's very possible the Chargers could end 2014 with a 3-game winning streak, and normally the only teams that can say that they're doing that are the teams winning state championships.
Hey, and you know what? For guys like Cedric Gray and Joey Siebes and Eric Hall, guys that are seniors that are leaving this program, yeah, you know what? This is a one that they'll look back on and say, hey, we did what we had to do tonight on homecoming, and we got ourselves a big win at home. But for the Billy DePauls and for the Nick Gamsicks and the Dante Trombettas and the John Truskowskis, this is something you build on. You start to build that momentum towards next season, because let's remind ourselves here, this is only the 5th year. Is it the 5th season for this program? Is it the 4th season? 5th season for this program, and they're really trying to still gain some kind of momentum, and they're trying to build a base and build a foundation. And wins like this do try to get you some traction. Even though it's your first win of the season, it's something that can build, and you want to try to make that move forward. And for these kids, this is something that you look at next season and say, hey, we faced decent teams before that were probably better than us, and we gave a better effort than they did. We played better than them, and they won. And in essence, and I say this on a personal note, this is why in my career, of all the things people have asked me, what do you enjoy covering most? I've covered NFL football. I've covered the NHL. I've covered Major League Baseball. I've covered minor league baseball. I've covered the NCAA. I've covered a team go to the College World Series. They ask me all the time, what do you enjoy covering the most? And I say every time, high school football. Because on any given night, you get a group of kids together, and if they really do work together and do everything they're supposed to, anything can happen, and we saw that tonight.
And high school football on the Champ Sports Network, most important.
You know what? I can't even argue with that because it's true. I have some of my most fun times working and covering and calling high school football games on this network, and it really was. It was a launching pad for me. I would never deny such a thing. So they're definitely telling the truth. It's a true statement. And go figure, my first game back, it's a game like this that we had with OLSH. So congratulations to those kids. It's a big win for them. And another night, once again, maybe OLSH is a good luck charm.
Yeah.
I show up, they win games. So
that's right.
Does that mean I have to come back next week?
It might.
I'm supposed to be at Stowe Rocks and Keystone Oaks next week. So I don't know if I'll be available.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Good luck with that one.
Yeah, I know. Old Dormont Stadium. You got to take that trek up the hill.
So there you go.
That's a walk I did not miss. But hey, I do need to get a workout in. So there's my workout for today.
You got to get a media pass and park inside the stadium, right behind the press box. Real nice there.
Exactly.
That's what you need to do.
I know.
Tell them you know me.
Oh, I got my Champ Sports media staff.
You're going to use
here.
that.
I'll use that. Say, hey, there's me. Yeah. I'll make him ignore the Trib Live radio T-shirt. Don't look at the shirt. Just look at the pass. I'm good.
Well, I want to continue giving Josh's resume in just a second.
Oh, jeez.
but let's recap tonight's game before we go any further. The Chargers opening up right out of the gates, 75-yard drive, 12 plays, a 3-yard run by Joe Sieb, 7-0. Chargers on top. They go up 14-0 after a 63-yard drive, 11 plays after an 18-yard run by 21 in purple and gold. That was Matt Shineri. Then a 55-yard one play. How about Billy DePaul? And that run and how much speed he showed down the far sideline, so impressive.
He's a blur of purple. He's just a blur of purple. Write that down. Quote him. And when you see him on the street, tell him Josh Taylor says he's a blur of purple.
Blur of purple.
I love watching him.
Okay. And then the Chargers go into the locker room up 21-0, take you to the third quarter. That's when the Crusaders made it interesting. 43-yard drive, 3:58 off the clock, 8 plays, a 12-yard touchdown pass as Bishop Canevin was able to hook him, Orlowski hooking up with Austin Scott for that touchdown pass. And you're like, oh, wait a second. Bishop Canevin's right back in at 21-7. But the Chargers take a 68-yard interception return for a touchdown, going the distance, making it 28-7 as they expand their lead back to 21 points. In the fourth quarter, it's 28-7. Bishop Canevin makes it, cuts it back down to 14. Back and forth we go. This was a 70-yard drive, just 2 plays, 20 seconds off the clock, 6-yard touchdown pass, makes it 28-14. BC would score again to make it a 7-point game. They go 96 yards. Remember that great punt by Joe Siebes, pins them back inside the 5-yard line. They go 96 yards in just under 3 minutes, 10 plays, a 1-yard touchdown run. And now just like that, it's 28-21. But the Chargers scoring on a 65-yard drive. Most importantly, that 5 minutes off the clock that really they scored with 43 seconds remaining, made it 35-21 and really sealed it. But the Chargers said, you know what? We felt like we played a lot better than the scoreboard shows. We think we played better than a 14-point game, so we're going to add to it. On the last play of the game, a ball gets tipped up into the air, the third interception of the 5 that were tip drill type interceptions, and a terrific interception at that when Billy DePaul picked it off and took it 32 yards for a Charger score. Final score once again, 42-21. Chargers win over Bishop Canevin. And if you're on the Bishop Canevin side, we were on the positive side of things, Josh. But if you're on the Bishop Canevin side, boy, you have to be disappointed. You had your opportunities. You set yourself up for good opportunities, but inevitably mistakes cost them. They gave up too many big plays, and anytime you turn over the ball 5 times in a game, you're not going to win the football game, and that proved it to hold serve here tonight.
And we talked about before this game started that this was their opportunity to try to get themselves a 1 game closer to a playoff spot by getting a win. They probably needed at least 2 wins in their last 3 games to do it, and now against a winless team in OLSH, they fall short by 3 touchdowns and a lot of mistakes on their end were the reasons why it didn't happen, and now they have to go have to go back home, but they have to face North Catholic, the defending state champions, and try to get a win to get themselves closer to the playoffs by taking on North Catholic. That's a tall, tall order. And then go on the road to Brentwood to try to close it out. I mean, it makes a job that was probably a lot more possible at the beginning of the evening. Now it becomes a lot harder for Canevin.
No doubt about it. And bringing back to the other point that I was making, got to give yourself some props. The Josh Taylor show, so appropriately. I would have loved to have been in that marketing meeting trying to figure out what to name your show.
I didn't even know what the name of the show was until the day before I debuted on the air. They're like, oh yeah, here's our guest for the Josh Taylor show. I'm like, that's what we're calling it? Like, yeah. I said, okay, we'll do that. That works. But no, I really, I'm floored. I got back from Arkansas. I moved back in beginning of August. August 3rd was when I officially touched back down in Pittsburgh. And I didn't really know what was going to happen. I was in Arkansas for 2.5 years. I was working as a sports anchor for the ABC affiliate in Fayetteville, covering the Razorbacks and a lot of high school sports out there. And I had a really good time, really great opportunity covering SEC football out there and just SEC athletics in general. I have the belief, I mean, a lot of people say it's the best football conference in the country. I tend to think it might be the best overall sports conference in the country. In every sport, they have a team contending every year for a championship, and sometimes 2 or 3, depending on the sport. And it's really exciting. When you get to cover, see some of the best teams in the nation, some of the best teams ever played. When you see Alabama come through with A.J. McCarron, when you get to see a team go to the College World Series, and you get to see a couple teams that played in the NCAA tournament, it's a lot of opportunities. And I got to watch Arkansas beat Kentucky, beat John Calipari at home on a putback dunk at the buzzer. I mean, it's just memories that you can never ever forget. And it was just an awesome time. But, I made the decision that it was time for me to come back home. I wanted to be closer to my family, wanted to be closer to my mom, and didn't really know what I was going to do. And then all of a sudden, a couple of weeks after I moved back home, I get a phone call, and Triple Live Radio comes calling and asked me if I wanted to come back and join with them. I'd done some part-time work with them a few years ago before I had left to go to Arkansas. So when the call came, I couldn't say no to it. It was just, I had already been back home, as far as moving myself back, but to go back to Triple Live Radio after the relationship I had with those guys before I went to Arkansas, it's like coming back home in more than one way. And it's been 2 months there, and I'm having a lot of fun. And the Josh Taylor show, we're trying our best not to screw it up at this point. We're still in the early stages of, let's just get through the air without doing something stupid. But week by week, I've gained a lot of responsibility. Not only am I hosting my own show on Wednesdays, I'm also producing for Ken Laird and Guy Junker and John Steigerwald and John Fedko and guys like Kevin Gorman for the high school coverage. And it's a lot of experience working with some really great guys that have been in this business for a long time, and they've become friends of mine, and they've been great mentors to me. So you get really good opportunities. When you get to work with great people, it makes it so much easier, especially when you get to work with old friends. So it's been a lot of fun. And, calling high school football games too. Got to go out to Norwin last week for Norwin and Kiski area. We'll be at Dormont Stadium next week for Stowe Rocks and Keystone Oaks. And, we got more opportunities coming along. I'm going to be doing play-by-play for the Pittsburgh Power coming up next spring. I'm going to be working those games with Ike Taylor and producing the Ike Taylor show with John Harris. And that's a lot of fun too. Got the guest co-host the past couple of weeks with John Harris and Ike Taylor. And those guys they're like a barrel of monkeys. They're just way too much fun. And I'm telling you, it makes it a lot easier to get up in the morning when you're going to go to work and just have a good time. And it's really no different than the times that I spent here. Working with you guys in the Champ Sports Network, and you and Mike Ostie and Jeff Wink. I mean, we got some war stories, man. We got some road trip stories that we could tell people, but we take all night, and I'm sure they don't want to hear all that crap. We'd have to tell them, but
that's right.
It's a lot of great memories, and to have it come back full circle at this point, man, you couldn't write a better script for me. So I have no complaints right now.
You know what? It's a famous quote. Do not go where the path may lead. Go where there is no path. Instead, and make a trail. And sir, you have done that, no question about it. And just as a friend and as a broadcast partner, we've caught a lot of stuff together through High School Playbook and our time at WTAE. Couldn't be prouder for you.
I sum up our experiences together with the quote. I think it was from A League of Their Own after the championship game that the women's league had played, and the announcer goes, "I've seen enough to know I've seen too much." That's how I sum up with us.
Hey, that's the way it can land. So officially, Josh, on the air. Welcome back to Pittsburgh. Welcome back to being calling games here on the Champ Sports Network.
Welcome back, Connor, on me. Lord. Welcome back to OLSH for the win column too. Big wins for them tonight. good effort by those kids. Congratulations to them. They deserve it. Hopefully they get to live it up and celebrate. They definitely did the work tonight, and they deserve to enjoy themselves.
No question about it. High school football on the Champs Sports Network. Once again, 42-21, our final score. Thanks to our entire Champs Sports Network crew, OLSH, Emily Tumpa, and, of course, for Josh Taylor, I'm Matt Fargo saying this has been a presentation of the Champs Sports Network, where champions are heard. Until next week, we'll talk to you from Highmark Stadium for Central Catholic and Pine Richland. Good night, everybody, from Moon Township.
Welcome back, and I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made me come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Yeah.